IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
Indie Left News.
Independent Left News.
Oh yeah, and I get news from Independent Left.
Thank you, Independent Left.news.
They actually put up posts of different shows, different things going on.
Check out Indie Left. They're doing a lot of good things. They're on Twitter and Instagram, and they've helped promote our show a lot.
Thanks for the work you do behind the scenes too. This man does our Discord and some other help, so just love to shout him out. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah. They kind of really do a great job of pushing.
Thank you, Independent Left, for reminding me of that.
Check out independentleft.news.
IndieNews.Network.
Indie Left, shout out.
Oh my God, I think we actually did this right. Did we do it? We did it.
I hope.
It's Sunday night, it's 10 o'clock, and we got everybody's boxes right, and we did it smooth with a...
Good morning.
Hopefully, does
Sunday
everybody
morning.
have their mice? Say hi. Say hi, Rob.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys?
We got Reef. We got Chat.
Disgusting. Hello.
Welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to How Did We Miss That? With a friend of Indie Left, a member of INN. I am so excited. This is our first show doing a 3-box since our interview with Robbie Yeager back last October. Shout out to the Jägermeister. But holy crap, this is amazing. Thank you for being here, Rob. Welcome everybody who's here in chat already. Letting some of the streams get up and everybody notify. But this is Rob Durden. If you don't know, everybody pretty much does know. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, and you're in the lefty circles, this guy burns everyone down with roasts. You're on Rockfin, he's definitely there, putting up some spicy takes. So welcome, Rob. Tell him a little bit more about you, about your channel. For anybody who doesn't know you, I think everybody here does, but who knows?
Yeah. You guys know kind of like all I do is the Political Fight Club, which is the idea is trying to like, in a way, kind of recruit people to do their own online content in a way that kind of burns propagandists. So you guys know I do my roasts. I always go after politicians, and then in particular, other podcasters in the lefty sphere who do propaganda. And I don't try to go after them personally, but I'll go after them and like call them out on their nonsense. And I, make jokes along the way, and people seem to have a good laugh when they watch my show. So, and the other thing I try to do is like do my best to kind of do what you do, Indy, and you as well, Reef, is just kind of like get people to work together behind the scenes so that we can create a true independent media news apparatus that's of, by, and for the people, that in a way will compete and eventually hopefully replace the mainstream media propaganda apparatus in this country. And it's more important than ever nowadays, you guys, because the censorship apocalypse is upon us. And I don't know if you guys remember when I went on the General Strike Summit back at the end of last year, that shit I was talking about with the Hunter Biden laptop story and the Trump Alpha Bank story back to back. Now we know why I got dragged so hardcore afterwards, because I was right. And
Yeah.
I had like an army of trolls come after me after that segment. I knew they were gonna, because I was right, but that's what they're gonna do now. And you're seeing it over and over and over again. All these people either getting taken down, or like their PayPal gets frozen, or they get smeared into oblivion. Like the censorship and propaganda apparatus in this country is in high gear. So what I try to do is just do my best to fight that, same as you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. And again, spicy takes, hilarious, taking people down, taking out TYT, David Dole, all the shit lives that you know and love, including more. Definitely talking about questioning narratives on COVID, on Fauci and everything. Just love his stuff. And again, member of INN and IndieNews.Network. Shout out to INN. So I'll do my little spiel. Welcome everybody again. Well, we also had the Bongfather, and that's me, and we've got this guy, Dr. Professor Weed Reef. He's there too. What's up, dude? All right, now he's just messing with us.
Say again?
I said, what's up, dude?
What?
What?
Not much, man.
Reef got a new bong.
Fucking trying to pull together boats last minute. Yes, I do. I do. I hopefully have another one coming tomorrow, but you gotta treat yourself sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Reef's also been
Got
busting
that
his
tax
hump.
refund.
Engineering
much.
streams.
Like you
and
gotta
doing all kinds of cool stuff.
down in the description. There's the the Broken Bong Fund. Everyone can give to that charity. That would be nice.
Right.
Because when you break one, you hopefully someone replaces it, and so it's just a charity for me. This is the thing. People don't understand. Charities for me are the best charity.
It's Reefer.
I got I got a rubber bong because I kept having the same problem. So I went out and got one that's like can't break.
See, this is why I have it on a arm, so I don't just knock it off the desk. You know,
Modern problems require
I
modern
am that
solutions.
guy. Stoner engineers,
so,
man. This is what we do.
Yeah, I'm just writing a tweet. Sorry, guys. So and I do want to do my little spiel. How do we miss that? Welcome to everybody. This is my channel. This is my show. How do we miss that? How do we miss that? Is a show airing on Rockfin. We're on Rockfin, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Odyssey, and Telegram. We're even live on our Telegram channel, t.me/IndieLeftMedia. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern. That's why you're here now. Be reviewing a few big stories that we haven't seen covered much in our independent media channels this week. Co-hosted normally by Indy, founder and editor of Independent Left News, Leftist.today, and IndieNews.Network. This guy about to my left or right, whichever side he's on, Reef Breland. He's the creator of the Door Discord, Jimmy Dore Discord, host of Reefer After Dark, also the creator and founder of INN News for IndieNews.Network, and one of the founders of IndieNews.Network. And then this week, we've even got our buddy Rob, like we were talking about, Rob Durden, Fire, Political Fight Club. Everybody follow him on Twitter at Real Rob Durden, and follow his channel on YouTube and on Rockfin. All the stories this week that I'm going to put in were featured in our Substack, Leftist.today, which I'm about to show you, and at the top of independentleft.news. Want to give a shout out, of course, to all of our Patreons, Ko-fi supporters, so important. Eric T. Red, probably in chat already. What's going on, Eric? Lady Dragonfly, she's starting to get back. She did all the artwork for that anti-imperialist summit this week for RBN. So shout out to Robin for all that. Planet Claire gave us a donation on Ko-fi a couple weeks ago. Thank you so much. Noli D, love you to death. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. I think we're going to do INA News this week. Thank you so much for all your support always, and for supporting Tara. On Rockfin, we've been getting a bunch of rays and super rays, and you can donate right now on Rockfin. But we hosted Political Matrix, and we had a couple DM donations last night. But we had Sean and Chris Lawson and Shadowban Refugee and Adam Ayers and Lady Alex M, Phantomas Phanto. So I got to shout everybody out. We got Patreons, Richard and Richard M, Les Bones and Nikki, Radical Leftist Agenda. Thank you so much for that. And then can't forget the volunteers. I mean, so important. Nicole and Darlene, Fred Edward, who's doing a lot of the Twitter posting, and Chris, the resident skeptic. Big Mad Crab for doing all the thumbnails and helping with editing and with Tara and everything. Phantomos Phanto, and again, Team Tara, Paco and Oz and everybody that's helping to make that happen. Thanks to Alex Davidson for liking every post on Substack again this week, just like you do every week. Love you to death. Ed Heller. Okay, we've got some volcano-based solutions in chat. Holy moly! So last week, let's see, what did we do last week? Because I've been writing out a schedule, and let's see. On the 24th, we did How Did We Miss That? Monday, we went to go see Ron Placone live, and that shout out to Big Mag Crab and Les Bones, who might be in the chat as well, and one of the patrons. He came out, and the three of us went to see Ron, and we met Ron and Krish Mohan and Lauren Ashcraft. That was a great time. Tuesday, I engineered my first live stream ever. That was pretty crazy to run OBS for somebody else. So shout out. Oh, Crab's here in the chat. Awesome. Thank you for coming, chat. And Crab, great to meet you. And again, thank you for everything that you do. Everybody give linktr.ee/BigMadCrab. You can go follow him. Tuesday, I did the stream for Tara. Wednesday, went on Misty's radio show. Thursday, Ryan Knight call-in. Holy crap. All of a sudden, we got on a call-in show. I was Ryan Knight's guest on his channel. That was amazing. Friday, we had Tara's podcast, Reefer After Dark, happened on Friday night. I was on there. And then Saturday, I was going to do Political Matrix with Marcus. He invited me, but I was like, dude, I got too much to catch up on. It's just been a crazy week. I had to make the show. I'm exhausted just talking about it. But we do have a bunch of shows. And then, of course, Tuesday night is something that I'm super excited about. I cannot wait. That Jesse Jett contacted me a few weeks ago, and he said, look, I want to start doing a show for INN. I want it to be music and interpretive music stuff. I want to do a couple songs, and we'll go through the lyrics and talk about what it means, talk with chat, and have a great time. Like, that sounds awesome. He's like, I want you to be the host. I'm like, okay, Sure. Awesome. Thank you. Love it. Happy to do it. I'm super excited. So our first show is going to be Tuesday night. It's called American Tradition. So 10 o'clock, INN, probably on my Rockfin channel, and you'll be able to check it out there. Holy moly, I've done a lot of talking. And this is going to be a crazy week. We got a ton of things coming up. Let's switch to the doobly-doo real quick, and I want to show everybody
Doobly-doo.
the Indie Main. Hey, Indie Main. And we've got Oz's chat up.
Switch over to that monitor for us, would you?
Cool Kids chat. Oh, you want to go to monitor 3? Yes, on virtual webcam. You got it, man. Okay, you got it. All right. So this is the current leftist.today. You can see the post for tonight's stream where you can actually watch it live. Ooh, that reminds me, and we'll do it live. We'll do it live, and we're going to turn it on live in on independentleft.news as well. All the links to find it are here, as well as how do we find everybody, including Rob Durden, right there. Oh, and that's his old. Oh, great! It's your old thing. I'm sorry. I gotta update that. And then all the links to find Indie Left, it's all right here on the Substack. And then, of course, every day we publish, or just about every day, we publish a 6-pack of independent videos that everybody should be watching. This was from INN News. We had the Anti-Imperialist Summit. Okay, we had Primo Radical about the censorship czar, a fire stream from Garland Nixon, and Richard Medhurst. So that was just like yesterday's and the one that we published last night. It's really easy to get through. 6 videos. Highly recommended, and I pull that from all of the videos that are in independentleft.news. And actually, we are streaming live on independentleft.news right here. You can see us. Hey, what's going on? And these are all the current articles and videos, and you could watch me with Misty, or you know, on the Friends of Indie Left that we did a couple weeks ago, and then a whole bunch more videos than just the 6 that I usually recommend in the Substack. But again, dozens and dozens and dozens more videos. And then we get dozens and dozens more articles to the point where you can scroll all the way down and scroll all the way down. See Discord and the last episode of How Do We Miss That? And keep scrolling. More videos. I mean, more articles. It's just, it keeps going because it's got everybody. It's got Odyssey videos. It's got Rock. It doesn't pull in Rockfin, but it pulls in YouTube. It pulls in from blogs, from Medium, from Substacks, from different RSS sources, from like Common Dreams and Truth Out and Consortium News and all these great outlets that we support. Yep, Overload is right. Thank you, Radical Leftist Agenda. Nikki, welcome to the chat. How are you, bud? Anyway, so
yeah,
I do want to get started now that we're like 14 minutes in. Cool. Found the Cool Kids chat. There you go.
Let's do it.
Crab did find it. Let's do it. All right. First stream. Now we're gonna go back to this, and oh yeah, Bongfather merch. Go to my links and find the Bongfather merch and sign up for some of that and get a Bongfather shirt. First story. Left Voice. Jason Kozlowski.
You can make that.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow it up a little bit.
FYI.
I know. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. Amazon labor union is a problem for Democrats, and I don't think this is a surprise to anyone, but I wanted to shout this article out because we've been screaming this from the rooftops at INN, and I don't know how many people are listening. I know it's making some people pretty mad when we have been screaming it, but just look at what's happening and pay attention because,
yeah.
Okay, again, the Democrats fighting hard to co-opt the independent labor union, but organizing with Democrats is a dead end. And the way forward is working through workers organizing across sectors, independent from capitalist parties and politicians. Yes. Can I have that tattooed somewhere, like on somebody, please? We need to have like this right here. Independent from capitalist parties and politicians. Just those words are just because that's what we need to do. This is worker focused, and this is what we talk about constantly. All right, so again, this is Jason Kozlowski for Left Voice. All right, and he's talking about how, of course, we're unionizing, but what we're seeing is, and again, I don't even need to really read this article to write it because I think that Reef and Rob and everyone at INN News have covered this extensively, but I love seeing
Yeah.
Left Voice writing this, right? So again, the win is part of an upsurge in union struggle, right? So Generation U, that's what they're now starting to call this? Really? That's awesome. I love that. That's great moniker. Whoever, marketing guy branded this Generation U. Okay, I'll take it. All right. Unionization rates are at a 10-year high. Public support highest since 1965. All right. They brought back Starbucks is bringing back Howard Schultz so that he can union bust because he's the union buster forever, right? And then, right, the Democrats, of course, receive millions from Amazon. So how much are they really going to be supporting a union that's going to hold Amazon to pay more money for its employees, right? And that's pretty much what we've been saying since day one, all right? Democrats pretend to be friends of labor, fight under their own banners, all the weapons that the working class has. All right. So a problem that Democrats want to solve. Right, because they need to defang it. And
there's two reasons I would say, actually. I was going to do an episode on this, and I'll kind of give you guys the crash course of what I'm going to break down. Christian Smalls is a unique problem for them because he becomes like sort of like a symbol of what they they never were able to do. And he got a lot of actual political capital by actually unionizing them. And the difference between Christian Smalls and the average, commentator or union leader in this country is that he was also willing to go out there and like savage AOC and call her out for it. And when he won, that created a huge problem for them. So the reason that you see him like being like a lot of the people being buddy with him, and this includes Bernie Sanders, like this includes AOC, but like Crystal Kyle, all of them. The reason they're being buddy with him is because not only did he actually get the union done, but they really can't have him as an enemy. So like that's the first part of why they're trying to kind of co-opt him individually. And then the other part is obvious, like they've always run on unions and it's midterm time. So that's the other thing, is they're like jumping on the bandwagon because it's politically convenient and expedient for them to do so. But the more nefarious of those two things is them trying to get Christian to like sell out and to not attack them anymore. And that's I hope he can remain steadfast, because he's honestly like a really good figurehead for this movement, but he has to not be co-opted by these people.
We've been saying it's about awareness. Like you have to be aware whether you're going on, we get called out by if any of our favorite journalists decide to go on, God forbid, something like Tucker Carlson or, pick one, Bill O'Reilly, pick a Republican, right? We get told to be aware that they've got their own message, and you gotta come in and subvert that message. And it's like, yes, when you go on MSNBC, you have to do the same thing. When AOC is asking you to like, hey, can I come back to your group and get a photo op? You have to realize that they have their own motives, all of them.
Well, not only that,
whether it's even if it's Zephyr Teach Out, like you've got to be right. Like, yes. Yep.
And my point was, and I even tweeted this, I was like, listen, but you've got them by the balls. So if you want to like make them pay a penance, you go to AOC and be like, okay, you really want to be prove your worth for the labor movement? I want you to show up and rally for every single union drive for Amazon nationwide, always. You're going to make a 10 to 20 minute speech. You're going to show up for all of them. And if you do that, then we're good. Then Christian will be like, okay, we're buddy, because now you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're putting your work where your mouth is. But if you're just going to show up after the victory's already done and claim credit for it, no dice. We're not friends. We're not going to work together.
No dice.
But
and look at this.
You could make that deal because Christian has the power to do so now. He could be like, AOC Bernie, you want to do this? Fine. Show up to all of the remaining Amazon union drives. You're going to go to all of them. You do that, we're on the same team, and I won't go after you anymore publicly. We're considered friends. But until you do that, no dice. We're not on the same team.
And honestly, I don't even know if that would make me feel better, because they have a job to do, and B, I don't want this becoming partisan, and that is the biggest fear that I have here. Is and this is what Jason's going to get to, I'm sure. Because I haven't gone through the full article, but I just saw the title. I was like, this is perfect. But Jay Carney, Okay, former White House press secretary is Amazon senior vice president for global affairs. Okay, he's connected across Washington. So really, I don't want Washington anywhere near this shit. I've said it from day one. This needs to be nonpartisan, and this needs to be apolitical. This needs to be about workers, worker rights, and beating the company for better benefits, better working conditions, better pay, better everything for the workers themselves, done by workers, for workers, led by workers, and led by ex-workers like Christian Smalls. Okay, and not even ex-workers. I want existing workers still working there as well, like Derek Barnes. It's not just about Christian Smalls. And credit to Afeni, who's like, we don't want to make a figurehead because figureheads can be taken down, figureheads can be smeared, figureheads can be destroyed. We don't want to do this, and we don't want to put this kind of lightning rod at the top, especially with somebody who is currently unemployed, okay? And they have been trying to go after him in so many different ways, and it scares the hell out of me. Even the smear by saying that he or somebody in the union was giving marijuana to to Amazon employees in order to try to earn their vote, and that this is what made it to like front page news. It's just scaring the hell out of me. All right, and here, the ALU won. Well, here come the Democrats. Right? It's exactly right. All right. Yeah. Biden has done nothing for labor, yet he's ran as the union president, of course. Election's coming. They have to look like they're doing something, except that we know what they've done, which is done nothing, very little for the American worker, or at least fallen far short of what they said they were going to do while they had both houses of Congress, and they used the rotating villain, as we well know and have documented for ages. And again,
and for the unions, it was the PRO Act. Joe Biden allowed the parliamentarian to strip it. That's what he did. The parliamentarian was the villain for this particular thing.
It was the rotating, and then even if it got through the parliamentarian, that Joe Manchin was going to extract some kind of a massive concession, or Kirsten Sinema, or they'd find some other blue dog, highly conservative Republicrat. Is what I like to call them at this point, because they are a uniparty, and half of the Republicans took over the Democratic Party, and they basically booted us. They booted the left for the corporatists that had money, and the people without money are basically left to fend for themselves, and that's where we pretty much are. So the biggest win the Democrats want is to convince the unions to work through them. Why? And to avoid more radical actions, because that's actually what's accomplished things. And right, it doesn't matter if Bernie and AOC talk a game, or even if they think they're pro-labor, they're part of a system that has been poisoned for the labor movement. Amen, man. I want to tattoo this article. I want to send this to everybody.
Our, other INN member, Chris Legion, right, has talked about this, and he says you have to be nonpartisan, right? Because the minute you're partisan, all those right wingers who might have voted for your union if you kept it to like demands met, right? Now we'll go, oh, Bernie and AOC are here? No thanks.
Yeah.
Or the people who hate politicians.
I have to
they don't
agree.
even have to be partisan. Again, so here, the person leading the co-optation is Bernie. It just breaks my heart. But we know Bernie's the strike killer. He's the Obama of the left. Okay, when they want to destroy a worker action and they want to get workers to concede and to come to the table, historically, they've sent in Bernie, Nabisco, and Kellogg's. And the minute that it's just about over, they send in Bernie to put the final nail in the coffin. And he seems to do it every time. And now what's happening is that Amazon is appealing. So what he's trying to do here, in my take, is to distract from the actual actions that the company's taking and make everybody think kumbaya, the company's on board, the Democratic Party's on board, we're all going to get this done. And in the meantime, the Amazon Corporation is doing everything they can to try to undermine and decertify this victory, and to claim that this wasn't an actual thing. Yeah.
All while Smalls is going around getting designer clothes that say "Eat the Rich" on them, right? And hanging out with, like Donziger and Sarandon, who I love, but like it's a distraction.
And man,
in my opinion,
did Lucy Blue Moon Red Wine pull the cover off of that, where she actually, she looked at all the gear and said, why is he wearing Eat the Rich gear? Okay, and why is there a sunflower even with a bandana tied in a knot at the top? Like they already modeled it after Christian Smalls, like they already have a Christian Smalls line set up somewhere. And that's okay. I guess you got to capitalize on it. Never everything goes to the union, great, but still, the sun. And it was a daisy, as it turns out. It wasn't a sunflower. Somebody actually corrected us, but we were starting to get a little concerned that we've seen the blue and yellow branding everywhere. Were we seeing it again? But again, so talking about how Bernie with the left, turning around and sort of supporting Joe Biden, never mind, and never really contesting him and challenging very much. Bernie served as co-opter in chief, channeling the radical energy of a popular movement toward the democratic machine that opposed the movement. The same thing is happening now, whether he knows it or not. And we all believe that he does, unfortunately. And I don't know if he does or if he just thinks that this is the best that they can do, or why, or what the motivation is. He just wants to ride it out till he retires and he's basically done. But it's not just Bernie. All right. Yeah. Biden started talking. Amazon, here we come. Yeah, right. Yeah. Jacobin is playing its part, right? And scrambling to be the link between ALU. So at least thankfully it's calling Jacobin out for being the pipeline and the funnel toward the Democratic Party. But Left Voice, of course, is a true socialist leftist outlet who would do that. And there are so few outlets that would actually do that. So that's why I wanted to bring this up. It's it's so important. Again, look, Jane McAlevey, same true as progressive wing, and she's a labor leader, and she's been on Katie, and I've DM'd with her plenty, and we just have disagreements on some things about how to organize, but she's been critical of AFL-CIO, of SEIU and union leaders. Right. Says only more strikes. She has been advocate for strikes, as we have. However, she's teaming up with them to support the Democratic Party. Why? Because Trump. All right. So again, this is what we want, is a working class fighting under its own banner with its own weapons, 100%. And again, drop the link to this in the chat for everybody to check out later, and it'll be in the show notes, and it'll be in the Substack as well. There's going to be a Substack that has all the links to all the different articles that we see. But yeah, Amazon, Starbucks made a joint call to mobilize against union busting on May Day today. And these collaborations are what can lead to real wins for the working class. And can't agree more. Can't support them more. Both with my voice, with my dollars, donating to these unions and to their strike funds for when they do threaten to general strike.
I feel like they would get a lot more done if they made a joint and not a joint call. But maybe that's just me, but they already tried to get Smalls for doing that, so we might belay that order.
Look, I believe that the cannabis industry is one of the ripe industries that Amazon is probably going to be coming after. So if you had members of the cannabis industry, look to unionize and get together with the Amazon workers, for example, that's a possibility. There's all kinds of things that could develop out of this. But again, what we need to see is, and it's fitting that today is May Day, May 1st, IWW Day, International Workers of the World Unite. And that's exactly where I wanted to start today's story. And it's not just what's happening in, with the co-optation, but what's happening at LDJ5, where I believe they're having a vote either today or they just held a vote. It's about to happen. There's been a lot of campaigning. They're saying that, from everyone that's polling, it's 54-46, right? So now we're moving on. And this is a socialist alternative article, right, from Chris Gray, talking about what some of the tactics and some of the things that are happening at LDJ5. Right, which is pretty much exactly the kind of stuff that Chris Legion was warning about, right? That they're going to put in some high paid, that they're going to call some of these people right wingers, right? Which is to give them tropes, the gaslighting about what they're doing for them, and they're not really doing anything. High paid spies, where they're actually putting people on the line that are paid 3 times what the person next to them is paid to report back on what's happening. I mean, this is just some of the things that are being documented. I mean, it's remarkable. And who else is covering this stuff? I mean, there's so few. So again, shout out to Socialist Alternative. I know Shama Sawant was actually on the ground this week in Staten Island at LDJ5 to rally workers. It's a 1,500 worker center, a sorting center across the street from the JFK 8 fulfillment center. Right. So,
Yep.
Again, we're looking to workers. This is like literally on the shop floor. They're trying to talk to people during their bathroom breaks. This is the only opportunity they're getting because, as Chris explained when he talked about that, he had to drive 2 to 3 hours commuting each way to work every day. Plus, he's working his shift where he's killing himself. He's got to get home. He's got to eat. He's got to do some things. He can't talk to anybody about anything the minute that he's done with his shift. And that's part of their plan here, right? So they want to apply the lessons from JFK 8 organizing, and however, these lessons with a different facility, different workplace conditions, workplace issues, and with less time to prepare poses unique challenges. So on top of this, they've learned their own lessons about what to do and more sophisticated union busting tactics. This is so good, right? So hiring $2,000 a day people to bust unions. An outside third party, even though a union is nothing more than the workers themselves. However, this does not stop them. Consultants dress up as concerned workers. They walk around the facility, right? And how do you do, fellow workers? Tell me what you do. Introduced doubt and suspicion. Like literally, hello, fellow workers. Holy shit. So yeah, it's not surprising that they're willing to pay because they're making hand over fist cash. Their profits are at record levels. So while they're continuing to squeeze every one of these people and extract all of their energy, all of their work, all of their time, it's beyond disgusting to support a guy who is one of the 5 richest people in the world. Definitely one of the 5 in the country.
Yeah, top 2 in the world, I think. I think Elon still got him beat. But yeah, as far as these rats go, it should be easy to spot these people, I think. Like, I think it's kind of like when they try to send like police to blend in at like protests. You can always tell. Like, you can see like their badge in their back pocket. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Para Oakleys, like some khakis.
Right, exactly.
And
you
like,
can kind of tell, like if you're really an Amazon worker, like you can kind of tell if there's like a narc in your midst. They're gonna have like nice shoes.
Usually
they'll have like
the
finely manicured,
coiled wired headphone probably gives it away.
Right? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to sniff these people out. If they're paying them $2,000 fucking a day, just look for the guy that drove up in the Porsche.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And they're always that dumb too.
Yeah, they don't show up in a Camry, do they?
They're always that dumb. No.
We can sniff them out. Most of them. Some of them might be smart enough to kind of elude us for a little bit, but a lot of times it's going to be pretty obvious. Like, really nice shirts, or they'll just dress too nicely for that job. You'll be able to sniff them out, and we should.
I think part of the thing is that they try to force you to be more insular, and then they complain that you're not like, open. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be like, they'll act like you're the weird one for not being like a lapdog for the boss. It's like, no, I'm not the weird one. I'm all for my like fellow employees. You can go get fucked. You sound like a manager to me.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, Amazon, of course, lying and saying the union is going to cause you to lose benefits, or even that they could fire you, which they can't. They're relying on vague suggestions. So of course, they should do their own research, and we know getting access to truth online isn't straightforward. Again, simple Google search of "Are unions good?" can dredge up all kinds of anti-union articles. And if Amazon truly supported independent research, they wouldn't intimidate workers from talking to each other, chase away union members, or who show up to answer questions. And then there's the captive required worker meetings that they're holding. And I'm sure that, again, I'm guessing that they're going to talk about this, about, again, they're not always perfect. There's no debate about whether or not they have hurt the working class, as whether or not they have, and they have been under attack for decades. They have not. All right. And why have they shrunk is because they're not profitable, and the companies and their profits have been more important. And it's been profits over people for decades. And we're trying to change that. And I think that this generation, and we're at a tipping point where the people after the pandemic realized that it's been hugely profits over people, and we're all pretty much fed up with it. So again, think about your coworkers. And again, this is what they're doing on Union Busters. They're hosting regular closed-door meetings where they lie to, mislead, and intimidate workers into voting against their own self-interests. Again, captive audience meetings where the union can't defend itself, or they're inherently fair. They're also effective. The problem is that they're also illegal. The NLRB, I believe, outlawed it. But ending captive audience meetings was one of the most important. Oh, so the PRO Act, I guess, was going to outlaw it, but then the Dems gave it up.
Right. And then, so like, remember, Bernie Sanders, he'll act like he's for this right now because it's convenient, but has he called out Joe Biden by name publicly once for not overruling the parliamentarian on the PRO Act? I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did.
Imagine
so
what
if
that
he
would
really
sound
cared
like,
about
though.
it. Right, exactly. And he
My
won't do
fucking
it.
friend, Joe Biden.
Exactly. And so because
like,
he isn't really for this stuff in a tangible, meaningful way. If he really cared about it, the least he could do is tweet about it and call out the person most responsible for stripping it out, which is the parliamentarian and Joe Biden for not overruling her. And that's exactly the thing. It's like, dude, if AOC and Bernie actually really gave a shit about this stuff and weren't just doing it as some sort of, PR stunt to help in the midterms, they would immediately be on Twitter calling out Joe Biden and the parliamentarian, but they didn't do that shit at all. So it's all a facade. It's all theater.
Yeah, very much so. Right.
Again,
and we're classically getting words of unity. We got to unify. That's literally Christian Smalls was talking about. We got to unify and come together. And it's like, dude, you did the right thing the first time. Like,
I'll take solidarity over unity any day.
Absolutely.
All day.
Absolutely. Like, unite behind us, as we always have to say. Like,
And I just want to be clear, like my like comments earlier about saying like, make them put their money where their mouth is and promise to go out there and rally. The point is to get them to admit that they're not going to do that, right? Because they're never going to do that. If he called them out publicly and was like, okay, you want to actually do this, then let's do it. They wouldn't do it, and that would expose them immediately because they wouldn't do it. Of course not. Of course not. Bernie and AOC don't care enough to go to these things until after the victory's won.
Yeah. And if they do, it's because someone was told you really kind of need to be there. You know?
Because it's going to help the Democratic Party. It's going to help their image. So and
they're only going to be there if it helps them, like, but they're not going to show up to like an organization meeting without cameras. They're not going to show up to like that's not happening for sure.
No, it's a photo op. The same as when AOC goes down to the border and pretends like she cares about the kids in cages and then immediately stops talking about it as soon as Biden takes office. You don't give a shit. You just wanted the photo op.
And then it becomes political. And that's been my problem the whole time, is the minute that this becomes a political football, we're screwed. And that's when, people, there are tons of nonpartisans that just don't want to have any politicians anywhere near their union. We know that, they're all trying to do that. And there's a lot of benefit to, to getting access to these audiences, and then getting them, trying to convince them that you're on their side when you've been undermining their rights and and not giving them the money and the benefits to survive in this economy and in this pandemic. So it to me is a huge gaslight, as always. And again, all the profits end up going toward Amazon shareholders and Amazon at the end of the quarter. And again, these workers are the reason why. But look at this. It's unreal. So they stopped inviting pro-union employees completely. These are happening every shift at LDJ5. But Amazon's changing it up. Yep. What are they doing? They're cultivating unfounded fears, right? Because they claim that certain benefits are going to be taken away. They'll lose health care. People be fired. Again, they're just straight up lying to people, because what are the consequences to them for doing so? There are none.
Yeah. Nope.
Right? Here's another misleading thing. We're going to wait and see on the JFK contract, see if they actually get it overturned. And if there was wrongdoing or there was some type of influence, undue influence by the NLRB, which all indications are showing that there was not. Again, this is why they need to vote yes, link up the two struggles, and expand the movement to other facilities. 100%. Chris says that over 100 facilities have called him about unionizing. I don't know if any have actually started to file paperwork with the NLRB, or they're going to do that in secrecy until they have enough together that Amazon can't respond in kind to try to destroy it. Okay, again, other unions need to jump in and fight. Unionize Amazon everywhere. Long article, Jason Kozlowski, straight up, great. And again, who's this? This one was Chris Gray over at Socialist Alternative. Another great article exposing what's happening out there, and what Amazon is doing to try to bust up their union and to destroy the union movement in this country. So there was one other union story that actually was a really positive, and it was shared by another INN member, Elias Cepeda. Elias, who will actually be joining us on Friday for our INN network stream, our 6-month anniversary stream. And it's a short article, but it's all about the Chicago Reader. This is from the Chicago Tribune, and I can't stand putting up mainstream media, of course. Before we do the Chicago Reader, let's anybody else had anything that they wanted to say about Staten Island facility and what they're doing with the tropes and everything? Brief. I know you've covered a lot.
No, I mean, I think, I have. People should go check out the INN news that we've done on most of the ALU stuff. But yeah, we're worried about it. We're seeing the co-option in real time, and people should be, that's where the eyeballs should be. I feel like you can get a lot more done in the dark, and we'll catch that publicity by doing stuff. So that to me should be where it's at.
Yeah.
And that's what they really don't want you to do. They don't want you to get stuff accomplished. I mean, I feel like they'd even be willing to like give you the demands just so the union's not formed, like, or get it disbanded. They want that thing with as little power as possible. So they're willing to make a big sacrifice here. So keep that in mind, that you have all the power. So,
and here's the proof that the workers have all the power. Amid employee protests, freeing alternative newspaper to go nonprofit, the Chicago Reader owner stepped down. Yep. Elias's tweet that was shared, it was from the Chicago Reader workers, and it was just, "We won." All right, that Leo Goodman and 3 board members stepped down Tuesday amid protests from employees freeing the embattled alternative newspaper to transition to a nonprofit. All right, it's been stuck in limbo since December. This is a great story. All right, Goodman announced Tuesday he was stepping away immediately over unresolvable impasse with a fellow co-owner, Chicago real estate developer LZ Higginbottom. What a great name. Okay, who wanted to move forward with the transition to nonprofit. So he's stepping aside. He's going to sign off on the sale so the Reader can transition immediately. So the workers are going to have stake, and they will become a nonprofit. And again, I'm not always like a huge fan of nonprofits per se, because not-for-profit doesn't necessarily mean not for money or not for big salaries. It just means they have to spend every dollar that they take in. And the question's going to end up becoming, who do they end up taking money in from and how? So here are their board members who were aligned with his concerns, announced that they were also stepping down. Frustrated Reader editorial employees organized a rally in front of his Lakeview home, and planned another one for Thursday morning, right? So I knew Rob would love this story, right? This is like tailor-made.
I love that idea. I'm always talking about that, man. We got to protest
this is how we get the bosses,
houses, man.
right. So
yep.
Right. So he blamed Reader management for not addressing his concerns. Right. So they bought the Reader from the Chicago Sun-Times for $1 and the assumption of debt. Since then, they invested more than $1 million each, right? Weathering the pandemic, supporting money-losing publication as it planned to transition to a more sustainable nonprofit model. Of course, that means that he has to basically eat his $1 million. And that's hard because editors pushed back in a November opinion piece expressing concerns about vaccinating his 6-year-old daughter against COVID, which created backlash on social media. Well, I can understand why he was concerned. It created a schism among co-owners, and he objected to pulling or revising his article, and the original version remained online. All right, so then somebody else took over. He basically just stepped down, and she was conciliatory, as well she should be. They won. So on December 17th, the Reader's for-profit board, then comprised of 3 members, passed a resolution urging the planned transition set to take place December 31st, right? Not to proceed until the issue of censorship of his piece was investigated and resolved. I don't know if I like that they censored an op-ed piece where he was clearly expressing a concern that was justified, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
wow,
Because it's mainstream,
yeah.
kind of.
So here,
Tribune's
equal
weird.
partners in the Reader. He's contributed about $2 million, while she's put in $1 million and provided free office space for the publication. So each was entitled to appoint 2 board members for the for-profit board, and then recommend candidates for approval to the 11-member nonprofit. Okay. So, that's what happened there. The co-owners were attempting to negotiate a solution that would allow him to fill the remaining 2 seats on the this is like getting really intricate about board seats and who's controlling what. But the bottom line is that they are shifting to a nonprofit model, and that the owner that was blocking that and that wanted to keep it as a for-profit entity to try to recover the money that he's lost, he's finally decided to give in, and this can operate as a nonprofit moving forward, which is what they feel is a more sustainable model.
And it's not like perfect, but it's better than it was. And here's the thing, I see this as sort of a twofer, because it has the obvious benefit of like providing more money and better benefits for the workers who are actually keeping the paper alive. But it has also the bonus benefit of like, the more you unionize things that are publications or content, the less likely you are to put out shit content because you're not being run by a billionaire, or you get these like hoity-toity people to leave. So your narrative becomes more objective the more you unionize. So that's actually kind of, an extra bonus to stuff like this. It's like the more unionized a paper is, the likelier you're going to get better content and better, more objective opinions, but also better research done. They're not going to frame it corporate all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to get honest content from The Intercept because Pierre Omidyar owns it, right? But you start to unionize these things, and the workers have more power. The billionaire that owns it has less power, and therefore the content and the stories that you're getting are more objective. So it's kind of sweet, actually. And again, it's not perfect. I would love to see worker co-ops that are newspapers, but we're not going to see that in this country for a while. Unions are kind of like the intermediary step on the way to eventually like worker co-ops everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I'm excited to see more things like that unionize. There's a particular not so, youthful Turkish organization that has tried to unionize before, and things haven't gone well there. So
yeah, can you imagine them unionizing and then Cenk gets up and leaves? Oh God, that's the definition of 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, that would. Oh, you just got me
like, fuck it, I'm going to work at CNN,
dude. It would. Yeah. Would it surprise anybody?
MSNBC would bring him back.
Would it surprise anybody?
No, it wouldn't. No. I've even joked before that like if Rachel Maddow officially doesn't come back to MSNBC, that Anna Kasparian's on the short list for replacing her.
Be careful. Cenk might want to fight me if we start. I'm just saying.
Right?
You could take him. You could take him. I think.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely in my weight class for sure. So
I would like to see that fight. I'd very much like to see that fight.
Yes, you would. Who refs? I'll let Durden ref. Get you a little white and black
Yeah,
stripe.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yes, I'm down.
No, I think I'm too biased, man. I'd let you get away with like more dirt. If you're gonna fight dirty, I'll let you get away with it. Like I kind of want him to win.
Eye pokes.
It has to be someone a little more objectively like unbiased against the two of you guys.
You let
Oh my
me
God.
down 12-6 elbows the whole time.
Right.
Just,
It looks clean.
you know
It
what
looks
I'm
clean to
saying?
me.
Yeah, it looks clean to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Just back of the head, coach. Like, you know. Anyway,
All right.
that would be very fun.
All right, we're gonna be here forever if I don't get to the next story. So next one is okay. Here we go. Thank you so much to our wonderful corporate overlords, because they got a massive windfall, and of course, as we know, thank you to our friend at Judd Legume, they stiffed workers. So COVID-19 has been a traumatic experience, and you guys would not be such a fan. I'm a big fan of Judd's work. Some of us are. Some people here probably would not be. He's been very much going after the corporations that claim that they were going to abandon the January 6th funders and stop funding Republicans after what happened January 6th, and they continue to. And he's been calling that out and calling out that hypocrisy, which is great because I love calling out corporate hypocrisy. And again, this segment is owed to Kira over at Hardlands Media, who's now joining Chicago Corner. I guess she's leaving the Hardlands show, moving to Chicago Corner. But she always did a segment on her show called Corporations Behaving Badly. That was always one of my favorites. So I wanted to cover this. There are two articles here on corporations behaving badly. There is, first of all, what's happening, of course, with COVID relief, and then what's happening with the fossil fuel industry and using Ukraine as a tool to ramp up their profits as well. So, pandemic has created an unprecedented windfall in record profits, as we know. They wouldn't have materialized without frontline workers. And here we go. Brookings Institute. Not exactly the greatest place to put out studies that I theme, and it certainly is biased towards the Democratic Party, I will certainly admit. However, they've also done studies on corporations. So of 22 major ones, they generated an additional $1.5 trillion in wealth for shareholders between January 2020 and October 2021. 57 times more than the additional wages provided then provided to the workers. Look at this.
Jeez.
That's a ridiculous chart.
Ridiculous.
Jesus.
And it tells
I'm not at
you,
all surprised either. Like, it's weird that I'm not surprised.
I love that it's by corporation. Like he just blatantly lays it out, right? Exactly how much of the share. And look who your biggest share is. It's Amazon and it's Home Depot. All right. Oh, that's interesting. Costco, which traditionally has taken very good care of its workers. However, okay, they employ about 7 million workers. These workers collectively received $27 billion in additional pay during the first 7 quarters of the pandemic, which sounds like a lot, but it amounts to about $3,700 per worker, or less than $1 an hour increase for a full-time employee. Conversely, the richest 5% saw their wealth increase by $140,000 per family due to the rising stock prices of these companies during the market. Yow.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you've seen. There's a new article out by Matt Taibbi where he's working with Matt Orfalea, talking about how there's a bunch of
Orfalea.
Yeah,
There's a Greek goddess name. Greek
I have
goddess
to send
name.
that to Orf.
Yeah, Matt Orfala.
What's up, Orfala? Yeah, what they're talking
Orphelia?
about though is this exact same thing, but with like the weapons
The
contractors,
defense contractors,
and how they're linked to a bunch
Yep.
of people that are like on TV or political pundits who are like forcing the war. And I'm actually going to do a story on it probably in the next couple of days. I thought that was a great article. I don't have the specifics in front of me, but you did already?
To it on INN News last week. We had Tara and Colin and Lucy showed up later.
I missed it, but yeah, I'm going to cover it anyway too. But because that was a fantastic article.
Yep. There's a video. A video just devastating.
Also went on with Steve from Slow News Day.
Yep.
I think to talk about it.
Yes, he did. Eric,
which is killer.
Eric's in the
Orf's
chat.
great. Love to get you on the show. You know.
Yep. Yep. We do love Orf.
Yeah.
And Orf's welcome. Yes. I'm a Patreon of Orf.
Yeah, the
supporter of
undisclosed.
Orf.
It's a bad. Go watch the video. It's 6 minutes of like rapid fire
Just
example,
murder.
like
Just
Yep.
weapons,
You know.
weapons. Patriot missiles, Stinger missiles, this one, and oh yeah, here's their conflict of interest that MSNBC and CNN and these people never disclose. I think it's just basically straight MSNBC.
for only $9.95.
I mean, it's Earl
Call
Scheib.
1-800-323.
Yep. But again, you're talking about
You know,
12 major
Raytheon.
corporations that won the pandemic, right? So you got Albertsons, Amazon, Costco, CVS, Dollar General, FedEx, Home Depot, Kroger, Lowe's, Target, UPS, and Walmart. All businesses that benefited from the shift to eating at home, shopping online, and as the pandemic wanes, they're poised to continue to benefit from permanent shifts in consumer behavior. That great reset, anybody? What? Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Oh yeah, we're on Rockfin. That's okay.
well, you're supposed to blow into the cartridge before the reset. You know?
Right. So over $56 billion, a 45% profit increase over the 7 quarters. Very little of this extra cash made its way into the hands of workers. Oh man. So this is kind of a gaslight because we knew this was happening, but this is specific to the numbers. All right. Again, here Kroger was one of the worst, we know, right? They did this pandemic emergency wage, and then they squeezed all the workers and they cut those wages back and they cut their hours and they cut them just to 31 hours so they wouldn't be able to get benefits on top of it. So that if they got sick, they didn't have to pay them anything and they could basically cut them. Right. Due to inflation, increase in real wages was quite small. Their average hourly wage went from 15 to 16 and a quarter. That's an 8% increase, only 1% increase in wages due to inflation. And what was there? Windfalls, 45% increase in profit year over year. Thanks for really taking care of those workers with a temporary wage increase. This is not materially improving their working conditions. This is not improving their benefit structures. This is not giving them paths to growth or to promotion.
Well, imagine you're a manager and you have to tell the person who's starving, who really appreciated the crumb you gave them, that it's temporary.
Right.
Yeah.
That you have to take it away at some point.
Yeah, and
let's
not mention like an 8 to 9% increase in inflation over the last 7 months as well. So like even if they had given them tremendous benefits and a raise, it still wouldn't keep up with inflation. So wages are effectively, with inflation being what it is, wages are effectively like nosediving right now because of the pandemic.
I mean, to a point, still this inflation problem. You can't. As much as everyone wants to pin it on Biden and Biden administration's policies, these are the results of the policies of the Trump administration coming home to roost as well. I mean, all the money that we hemorrhaged, all the programs that we cut, all the things that happened during then, these, you're getting the ancillary effects on top of the fact that the Biden administration, nothing is fundamentally changing. So it's just bad on top of bad. So, what are the corporate priorities? All right. Small percentage of Americans benefit from rising stock prices. Right, but they do control how much they spend their own money, and they spent $49 billion on stock buybacks during the first 6 quarters of the pandemic. They should not have been able to buy $1 back of their own stock to inflate the price of that stock during the pandemic. That's just insane.
Well, stock buybacks really shouldn't even be legal.
Here, 6 companies.
Stock buybacks shouldn't even really be legal.
It used to not. Thank you, Ronald Reagan.
Because it incentivizes this behavior.
All right. If those funds had been diverted to worker pay instead, companies could have increased wages by almost 40%. That would have materially changed people's lives. I mean, that's just remarkable. Can
you imagine?
Amazing. They had the power to, again, and these are, look, the corporate executives, they're all trying to get promoted, but employee satisfaction
in the hundreds of percent
increases. Yeah, but employee satisfaction right now in the corporate workplace is just as important as customer satisfaction, if not more. And yet, when you get down to these levels, they just don't give a crap. I mean,
nope.
And here, it doesn't have to be.
It costs money to give a crap.
All right, here. Workers, at least white men, used to share in company success through higher wages, and in the 3 success. Now there's nobody sharing here. But in the late 70s, economic productivity and worker pay diverged dramatically, In the subsequent 3 decades, productivity has risen much more than 3 times as much as compensation. Instead of boosting pay for the average worker, increased productivity drove greater compensation for highly paid corporate employees, higher company profits, and higher shareholder returns. Again, this is from the Brookings Institute. This is from a neoliberal institute. Even they can't hide it. All right. So, right. Business Roundtable. We've talked about the Business Roundtable, and Judd has been ripping the cover off the Business Roundtable and their conflicts of interest, where they were talking about Build Back Better while funding ad campaigns to undermine it in specific districts of Congress people where it was influential. All right. This guy's freaking, he's good. He's really good. And he follows the money. And that's what I love, people who follow the money and call out the corruption. All right. Statement that corporations don't exist merely to generate. Okay, that says that they don't. All right. Rather, they're committed to all stakeholders, including customers, employees. And that's correct, except that they're not equally dividing the profits and the results among their stakeholders. And it's only looking to move away from shareholder primacy.
Well, and like I think the stat is like 80% of all stocks are owned by the top 10% of the country. So you're again skewing it towards the top 10% at best, and the bottom 50% owns less than 1% of stocks. So you're not helping the working class and certainly not the working poor with any of that stuff. So
this is about the Business Roundtable and what they've done and how they changed their shift to promote an economy that serves all Americans, right? All Americans that are wealthy corporations or serve them.
As you know, Citizens United says that corporations are people.
That's right. And so does Mitt Romney. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking... Oh, dude.
Corporations are people too, my friend. My friend. Corporations are people too. All right.
Did you see Mitt Romney recently came out? He's like, dude, what are we going to do if we forgive all the student loan debt? It's going to just ruin the economy. I'm like, dude, you don't understand how the economy works. And it's weird that you come out and are talking about how students who have to like spend their entire lives after they gotten an education in indentured servitude. It's weird that you're calling them out when you make like what, $20 million a year off of your stock portfolio.
Right.
Like, no one does less to earn more money than you.
It's unreal. So there was one other
that Mitt Romney was using the word dude.
Was he? I know, dude. His kids went to school at Cranbrook in Michigan, which is near where I'm from. If you don't know anything about Cranbrook, it's the song, or in the end of 8 Mile, where he's talking about how Clarence goes to that rich school. Yeah, Cranbrook costs like $30,000 a year per kid to go to that high school. That's where Mitt Romney's kids go. My man he spends more on his kids' high school education than most people spend on their college education. And he's going out and talking about how these people that have, $100,000 in student loan debt are, they need to pay that off when he can easily pay off a $120,000 high school education for his kids.
Clarence parents have a real good marriage.
Go to PS 109. Oh,
no, definitely not.
Your brain is filled with random quips of 8 Mile movies and
that's me.
Yes, it is. Well, he's talking.
Hey,
about
I'm Robert.
Yes, Rob too.
Nice to meet you.
Yep, I think there's a lot
couldn't
of
remember those lyrics to save my life. Like,
oh, dude, I can spit.
Remember the lyrics to the end of 8 Mile.
Dude, I can spit out that whole close. Are you kidding?
If you need to phone a friend, phone me. Phone me.
Rob and I'll tag team on that shit. A heartbeat. That's great. Love it. Love it. Again, like I said, we had one other story, and I wanted to go to it real quick, which is the gaslighting and the more corporations behaving badly, profiteering, and the UN chief slamming fossil fuel sector for trying to use the Ukraine war to lock in a high carbon future. Even the United Nations is calling it out now. Okay? Yep. A shift to renewables is crucial to mending our broken global energy mix, offering hope to millions. But we have a problem. Let me make this bigger. And that is that the fossil fuel industry is trying to use Russia's war on Ukraine to boost polluters' profits at the expense of the global climate and all life on Earth. I love hearing that word. All life on Earth. Like, that doesn't mean that it's a pretty extreme problem or anything. Right?
No.
So, climate action advocates welcome the UN chief's message, including Bill McKibben, who, again, we have our own problems with 350.org and Bill McKibben. Okay, but Extinction Rebellion, we do like those guys. Newark and Sherwood. All right. Love to see any kind of blue check advocating and calling out the profiteering that's happening in the I'm getting an echo now. Like in with what's happening in Ukraine. I mean, how they've jacked up gas and oil prices, how it's just been utilized as a tool. Even though 7% of the oil and gas that comes from Russia, they've managed to increase prices by 30, 40, 50%. Partly inflation, partly profit, mostly profit. And again, where's all that profit going? Right now, it's only going into the coffers of the corporations. It's not even going to their shareholders yet. It's not being redistributed. It's just going into a bank account. All right. Putin's war has not only impacted Russians and Ukrainians, it's also disrupted the. See, this is what I don't like about Common Dreams. They have had this war 100% wrong. They've completely framed it in that it's Putin being the aggressor, and they have not really challenged the United States in its role in destabilizing, in the Maidan coup, in allowing for neo-Nazis, in helping to allow Zelensky to rise. I got a big issue with some of the things that what Common Dreams is ignoring here. However, this is absolutely true. I mean, any expansion of LNG.
They've done really good work on domestic stuff and stuff that's going on in Congress, but I agree with you. I've actually gravitated a little away from them because of this.
Yep. Consortium News, Moon of Alabama. There have been definitely some outlets. Popular Resistance has been doing a great job covering it as well. Again, I love Common Dreams. I love all the people there. It's not a knock on them. It's impossible to get every story 100% right. And and we can also disagree on this, but it seems that they're swallowing some of the Bellingcat intel talking points.
Well, we don't want them to turn into democracy now, and that's the thing.
God,
I'm
no.
trying to we gotta try to fight them to save their soul in a way. So I agree with calling them out a little bit because I agree with you on that. But you're right. I've showcased them multiple times. They do good domestic work and like with the interworkings of Congress and calling out people. But you're right. They've missed the mark on the Ukrainian war. And if I may, by the way, the military industrial complex is by far the biggest producer of ozone depleting gases and all these.
Yep.
Right. So like
I think a particular snake tries to tell that often.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, by funding war, not only are you funding war, which in and of itself is bad enough in destroying human lives directly, but you're also creating a climate crisis and exacerbating the climate crisis more than any other thing. So like if we could stop with the war, we would not only save the lives that are lost by bombs being dropped, but also all of the future hundreds of thousands, millions, maybe hundreds of millions of lives that are going to be lost when the climate crisis really comes back to roost.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, again, this is why I wanted to tie this in and dovetail it, because as Common Dreams reported on Friday, and I think some people reported on it, but not enough, in my opinion, because Chevron's profits quadrupled and Exxon's doubled amid the Ukraine crisis. Again, this is just in the last couple of weeks and in the most recent quarter, 6.3 billion and 5.5 billion. All right, which is bolstering demands for a windfall tax, but that's only a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, and it's temporary. The oil and gas industry is all for this because it's only going to give them, it's temporary. They're going to go right back to record profits. So
yeah, and see, man, the first year and a half of Biden's presidency was gift wrapped for big pharma. And now the new thing is the Ukraine crisis, which capitalism will always figure out a way to make as much money as possible off of a crisis. So right now, what are the two big industries making money? It's a windfall for big oil, and it's a windfall for the weapons contractors.
Yep.
And they want their payday the same as Big Pharma got their payday. And Biden is more than willing to do exactly what he's doing right now so that his corporate donors in big oil and Big Pharma and the weapons contractors are all going to get paid, son. They're all going to get fucking paid. Most of your viewers already know this, but Lloyd Austin, who's his Secretary of Defense, was on the board of Raytheon right before he got hired as the Secretary of Defense. And of course, all the people that you guys went over in the Taibbi article earlier.
And after he leaves, he's going to go become another board member for Raytheon again. It's temporary. It's a complete rotating, revolving door that everybody knows is going to happen. And do you think he's really not going to advocate for things to go to Raytheon in this period? Do you think he's going to recuse himself because he's got that conflict? Hell no. We all know this.
No.
So again, 5.5. That's $11.8 billion in profits during Q1 for Chevron and ExxonMobil alone. That's amazing.
And then you see, conversely, exactly what we do to people who fight Chevron in Steve Donziger. If you just happen to sue them for $10 billion, they'll ruin your fucking life. They'll ruin your fucking life, put you on house arrest for 993 days, smear your reputation, get you disbarred. They'll do everything.
The entire rule of law.
Yep, and then they won't. And then they not only will do that, they also won't pay the money that you're required to pay by law from losing the lawsuit. They still haven't paid a dime of that 9.5 billion to the Ecuadorian people. So it's just so we get an idea of exactly what happens to the people that challenge these big oil companies. They'll ruin your life, or for all intents and purposes, like martyr you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they will marginalize you. They'll co-opt you. They will intimidate you. They will bully you. They will do whatever they have to get you to get off their back and to allow them to continue to do what they're doing and to allow the status quo to continue. And
that's exactly what Donziger was. He's a martyr. They make an example of you, same as you make an example of Julian Assange, so that people think twice about going out there and telling the truth on some things. They think twice about suing Chevron or any of these big oil companies. You think twice about revealing that we kill 90% civilians with our drone strikes, which is what's Daniel Hale's in prison right now for. They martyr you. They'll ruin you if they can't smear your reputation. They'll literally ruin your life and put you in prison, solitary confinement.
Yep.
On people who've never had to retract any it completely within their bounds, like with rights given to everyone, they're willing to arrest and torture you for, years and months just to make you that head on a spike. So
yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. And I wish the only reason why it's so scary is because you have no backup. No one wants to back you up. So I would like more people to start backing up the whistleblowers, and well,
that's what we do, and we are growing in number. We are legion.
100%. So I got another section which is going to be debunking Russia, U.S., Ukraine propaganda. Okay, because there's plenty of that going on. This is actually a really good magazine, I have to say. I've been digging this guy, Jeremy Kuzmarov, who is the managing editor for Covert Action magazine. CIA, and I didn't even really hear about this. CIA behind secret plots to kidnap, torture, and assassinate Ukrainian dissidents for President Zelensky, says a Ukrainian defector. So, of course, we're going to have to take it with a bit of a grain. This, again, is a really long article. Here is the source. So he's giving you what his source is, but they're listing out techniques and torture techniques of torture and assassination deployed by the SBU. Okay, recall the U.S.'s brutal Operation Phoenix. This is similar type of stuff. I mean, again, super, super long article. I will drop it in the chat for everyone to be able to read later on. But wow. Again, you've got gray zone CIA employees are residing in clandestine apartments and suburban houses. And hey, there they are. Look at that. Right? So then we've got Vasily Prozorov and what his relations His revelations take
Mhm.
on extremely ominous implications in light of a new report by Gray Zone, okay, detailing his campaign, the SBU's campaign of assassination,
Well,
kidnapping.
the Ministry of Truth
Well,
says
they're
that
not
we
going to like
can't-
this very
we
much.
can't, the gray zone is not good. So,
Right. Yep. Sounds like National Liberation Front, like what they were accusing there. During congressional
There you go,
hearings in
guy.
1971, Ogden Reed said that if the Union had a Phoenix program during the Civil War, its targets would have been civilians like Jefferson Davis or the mayor of Macon, Georgia. Right.
Go back up a little.
Go ahead.
A little bit more. The picture. Why'd they take that? Why'd they take that picture? That they went to Marine Reacts YouTube. That's what they did. And they took that picture. That's what, like, straight up. That's what they're doing. That's sorry. Go ahead.
Why? Yeah, why? All right.
That's
So
like Marine Reacts to terrible human,
so here,
indecencies. Like,
one of the targets of these death squads was the mayor of eastern city of Crimea in the Ukrainian-controlled side of Luhansk, Vladimir Struk. All right, on March 1st, he was kidnapped by men in military uniform, shot in the heart, with his tortured body displayed before the public. Right, he reportedly urged his Ukrainian colleagues to compromise and negotiate with pro-Russian officials. So we see what they were doing there. And again, they're going to talk about all these people, okay, who celebrated it, declaring that there's one less traitor. They're calling them traitors.
I've seen multiple videos of the SBU taking people like out of their homes if they catch you like retweeting a Russian flag or retweeting anything that can be construed as like pro-Russia, and just take it, like, basically black bagging you and taking you away. Even the main opposition leader, or the leader of the opposition party in Ukraine, his name is Viktor Medvedchuk, was recently taken in by the SBU. I think the Gray Zone covered that as well. And again, only because he's the main opposition leader against Zelensky's party.
Okay. I mean, they've got
what
this stuff.
What did I call these, Indy? What did I name this group? The blue and yellow assassins. Isn't that how I did it?
Yep. Sure enough.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I in news covered this with Tara this week.
11 mayors in Ukrainian towns are missing. All right. And oh wow, they're also the ones that were advocating for a peaceful solution and to make a deal with the Russians.
They're rounding up. They're trying to round up journalists with vans full of weapons. Like, you can't get much more blatant than that.
Nope.
With pictures of like Adolf in their car.
Yep.
All right.
And
By the way,
make this up.
I've still got people telling me that Russians are the ones that are bombing and preventing civilians from leaving because they're bombing the area. This specifically says this guy reportedly entered into negotiations with the Russian military to organize a humanitarian corridor, and that's a red line, and that's one of the reasons why he got confiscated and disappeared. And the Ukrainians claim that he was killed by Russian soldiers while distributing food and medicine, but of course, the propaganda war is
that shit makes no sense on face value, because, like, if you're thinking about how the Russians have fought this war so far, the last thing that they want is to give the US a reason and NATO a reason to go further and to send their own troops in. So the last thing that they would do is the stuff that these people are saying that they did. It makes no goddamn sense. If anything, like, Scott Ritter's talked about this a little bit, is he talks about, like, they're actually being pretty surgical in trying not to kill civilians when it comes to this war on purpose, because of course they don't want the United States to get involved with our own troops. That's the last thing they need. So of course they're going to try to not give us a reason. But then these people, they're trying to, of course, do the false flag stuff. They're trying to give the United States every reason in the world to get involved. Bellingcat, Leftist News, one of our INN brethren, just did a great couple of articles on Bellingcat on how they were immediately running with the story about how the Russians gassed a whole bunch of people using chemical weapons, which we know is a red line for Biden. It was completely made up. Did they retract? No, of course they don't. They run with the story to try to get us to escalate further.
Did they convert?
No, 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 no. Yeah, he pulled the history of the world.
He did a little bit.
He did. A little. So yeah, the Strangler. Look at this. The director of the SBU's counterintelligence, Alexander Polkad, nicknamed the Strangler, uses torture or sort of dirty tricks to set up his boss's political rivals on treason charges. Okay, but this dude, is, again, Zelensky, man of the people, promoting a bill to expand the SBU's powers even further because they're not powerful enough already, and his close friend is the guy who runs it. What a shock. So, in a March 19th XO, Zelensky invoked martial law to ban 11 opposition parties, which I know that you covered, Rob, on your channel. The outlawed parties consisted of the entire left-wing socialist or anti-NATO spectrum in Ukraine. They included the For Life Party, Left Opposition, Progressive Socialist Party. Oh my God, the Socialist Party of Ukraine, Union of Left Forces. So they're now outlawed. Can you imagine if we just were not allowed to say that we were not a Democrat or a Republican or a third party independent, or that we weren't affiliated at all, or that we were standing completely in opposition to the fascist state that our country has become? But openly fascist.
We'll just have to see We'll just have to see exactly how fascist Biden decides to get.
Well,
exactly.
We're letting it happen over there, so it doesn't happen over here. Right? We're going to fight him over there, so we don't fight him over here. So again, inmates considered SBU-run prisons to be like small gitmos. Oh, that's good to hear. Beatings take place all hours of the night. Great. Amidst the backdrop of Ukrainian nationalist music, just in case you didn't want to hear that, they're going to play that for your listening pleasure. Probably blasting in your ears. And again, here's the Phoenix program, and talking about the Phoenix program, Phoenix Redux, which is a play on Apocalypse Now. Talking about Lucien Conain, told him that Phoenix was, again, this is a super long article, and it goes and 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 goes. Jeremy's really good. Again, I highly recommend, go check this out. And then he answers people that respond to him in WordPress too. This is a WordPress website. Really good stuff.
Cool.
Again, there's so much to this. They grant republishing, they have permission to cross-publish, done not-for-profit community internet sites as long as it's sourced, which we do. And again, I give him a ton of credit for stepping out and publishing stuff like this. There's an article, a link to this article for everybody to go check it out. Chat.
It's only a matter of time until his PayPal account is suspended.
Right?
That's how you know you're doing good work. Is that either the Daily Beast is smearing you, or you're having your PayPal account suspended, or both.
And yet people are celebrating Elon's free speech attempt at buying Twitter with his blood emerald money,
quote unquote, free speech.
Yeah, I tend to think that like one of the first things that he would do if he really cared about free speech is removing that like state affiliated media label from everybody that happens to be related to China or Russia. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. There's some things I've been looking for him to actually do if he were serious. One of the things he could do, by the way, guys, is he might just tweet hashtag free Assange.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get about 5 million likes. And you know how much that would do for a Julian right now if he did that, but he's not doing that shit. If he really cared about free speech, he'd tweet about Julian Assange. He'd remove those bogus ass labels. It's not just about algorithm manipulation. It's about truly making Twitter a marketplace of ideas and a town square type thing. And I haven't seen that happen. I mean,
this is a guy who would charge a subscription service on Mars for oxygen. I guarantee.
Yeah.
That's what he would do.
He's trying to get the patent on that right now.
He's got patents on brain chips that have killed monkeys. He literally watched bad sci-fi and thought that's a good idea. I need to do that. What?
Yeah, that Neuralink.
First
stuff,
of all,
that's horrifying.
First of all, you never do that kind of stuff to monkeys because that's how you get Planet of the Apes. Second of all, you don't do that to humans because that's how you get Planet of the Apes.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, no.
It's a stuff of nightmares, man. We live in dystopia.
Supposed to do? Like, are you just gonna have to, like, to remember a memory? Are you gonna have to, like, watch an ad? Is that what it is? Is that, like, are you just gonna get, like, your first kiss has to, like, gotta wait for, like, a Spotify ad to play before you, like,
Pretty much.
remember that? Oh, that's the worst.
On top of all this, look into the Gaslight, because the U.S. makes clear that its attempt is to weaken Russia, which of course we knew. Okay, but Joe Loria reported this week on Consortium News that the U.S. makes plain its plan to not just win its proxy war, but to continue flooding the country with weapon systems and ammunition long enough to weaken Russia. That's really the whole goal in this whole thing. Look at this with the Nazi symbols right there. Okay, they gave a bit more of its ultimate goals in saying that it aims to weaken Russia. We want to see Russia weakened to the degree that it cannot do the kind of things that it's done in invading Ukraine. Lloyd Austin said in a press conference, right? It's already lost a lot of military capability, a lot of its troops. So basically, we're using the Ukrainians as cannon fodder to drain Russian resources and Russian military equipment and destroy them by proxy. Okay?
Yep.
So that when it comes to Russia's war aims, they're failing. Ukraine is succeeding. I completely disagree with that assessment, but that's just wishful thinking and gaslighting and lying to people that
they have
know
to
otherwise.
they have to maintain the facade that Ukraine is winning, because they have to manufacture consent for the American populace to get behind the war, which they would never get behind the war if they were honest and say Ukraine has no chance. So that's the reason they maintain it. It's all about maintaining popular positivity about what's going on over there. But anybody with half a brain knows that Ukraine is just getting hung out to dry, and it's going to be like what people have been saying. I think Chris Hedges was talking about. It's like they're just going to fight to the last Ukrainian, and the United States is fine watching the last Ukrainian die in this war that is designed to not only bleed Russia, but mark my words, it's also for bleeding China. Because China and Russia are getting too close. So the ultimate goal is weakening those two countries, who are now much closer because of what NATO has been doing lately.
Well, and again, what they're trying to do, again, a sovereign, independent Ukraine will be around a lot longer than Putin is on the scene. Well, maybe, except that there would be one if you actually gave up the Donbass region and allowed them to become sovereign and independent for themselves, and allowed the rest of Ukraine to govern themselves and to become independent. But the Nazis don't want to allow that to happen. So the Azov battalion is the problem. What happened was on February 23rd or 24th, and again, very few people ever mention this, but Putin acknowledged the independent states per the Minsk Accords of Donetsk and Luhansk. And once they started asking him for aid as independent nations, that's when he offered support. And that's when he offered, and he said, look, they said they've been bombing us, and now that we're an independent country, can we get some help from somebody, because the West isn't going to help us. So I get what's happening here, and again, we are anti-war. We don't want to see any of this happening. But this is facilitated, again, by NATO, by the West, by wanting to sell weapons into Germany, into Ukraine, into Poland, into everywhere that becomes a NATO member state, right? I believe that's even part of becoming NATO, is access to the NATO weaponry and to the purchasers of NATO weaponry.
Yep. And Hillary Clinton came out on MSNBC twice and admitted that this is the Afghan option, which is, we've seen this before, guys. The Soviets got pulled into Afghanistan back in the day for this exact same thing. And Hillary Clinton didn't mince words. She was obvious about it. And the first time she was on MSNBC, she was talking about how this was the Afghan option. Second time she went on there and was advocating for arming the Ukrainians, like, outwardly. So they're not hiding it. They know exactly what they want to create, a quagmire. Yeah, right. They want to create a quagmire. They want to bleed Russia, and they're not even hiding it. And by the way, Consortium News, they also just got removed from PayPal. I don't know if you guys saw this morning.
Yes, they did.
Joe Loria does great work, and that's exactly why they're getting these people, because Joe Loria and Consortium News do fantastic work. There's a good way to tell if somebody's doing work that is good right now. Chances are they're being smeared or taken off of PayPal, or both.
Yep. So again, Russia says it never had any intention of taking down the capital, only had parked forces outside the city as a diversion to pin down Ukrainian forces while Russia fought to gain control of Mariupol in the south. Okay, and it says that it withdrew its troops from near Kiev to join the battle for Donbass. So again, Lloyd Austin did not spell out how the U.S. would achieve their goal of weakening Russia's capability to very quickly reproduce that military capability without a direct military confrontation with Russia. And that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, and see, the thing
And
is
you see
the
Noam
point is not
talking
to
about
defeat
it
even. It's
this
not
week,
the
right?
point is not to defeat Russia. The
I
point
did.
is not to lose and also not to win. The point is to keep it
Bleed.
perpetual.
Right, and bleed and
Yes.
to bleed Russia slowly, because we know that our resources outweigh theirs vastly, and that in time they'll end up starving out. The problem is, again, all the innocent people, innocent citizens of both Russia and Ukraine who end up suffering in this war, as well as the rest of the innocent civilians around the world who are having inflation and supply chain and all kinds of other issues that are half manufactured and half caused as a result of what's going on here. I mean, it's absolutely
And the backfire effect is that Russia and China are better at waging economic war than we are, because they can actually think a couple of steps ahead, and we're kind of a blunt object when it comes to that stuff. So what they've done, Russia and China, is they've capitalized on a lot of countries' disdain for the United States treatment of them over the last 20 or 30 years, and basically welcomed them with open arms. So now you're seeing, like, even Saudi Arabia, who is now not taking Biden's phone calls, because we get a lot of our, oil from Saudi Arabia, right? Now Saudi Arabia is considering selling oil to the Chinese in yuan. And we're seeing a lot of these other countries like India that are basically like, yeah, we have no problem dealing with Russia and paying them in rubles for our enormous amount of oil that we get from Russia. We're just going to say, screw the US, because the US has never treated us well and always treats us like a sort of slave colony. We're going to basically just work with Russia. So what the United States has effectively done economically is they've made a bunch of enemies over the past decades and half century. But then they wage sanctions on Russia, and Russia and China work together to just bring all of these enemies of the United States in economically. So we're seeing like geopolitical restructuring happening before our eyes. And while we may still outdo China and Russia militarily, they are gaining much more influence economically. And that's how they're going to beat us eventually, because of course
they're getting out of the ISS because of sanctions now too.
Yep, you're going to see. Just wait till you see what happens, because I covered this. Poland and Bulgaria have refused to pay for oil in rubles now, right? Poland's going to be all right because they still can trade a little bit elsewhere. They can get other stuff, but Bulgaria is going to have a real hard time. And you know what you're going to see in about 6 months? Bulgaria is going to become a martyr that other countries look at and go, oh shit, we don't want to do that. we don't want to do what Bulgaria just did. So we're going to go. So the people of these countries are going to be, and even the governments of these countries are going to be like, yeah, we should probably just make a deal with Russia and China before they fuck us economically.
Yeah. Here, the fact that the U.S. needed the invasion to launch its economic and information warfare against Russia. It got that invasion by dismissing their treaty proposals to remove NATO troops and missiles from Eastern Europe, even though Russia threatened war. The U.S. ignored the Minsk Accords to resolve the civil war in Donbass. Again, I just covered that. Prolonging the war as long as possible, as Anthony Blinken said 10 days ago, it would last at least till the end of this year, is part of a trap that the U.S. set for Russia, as you said, Rob, similar to the one that Carter set for in Afghanistan. They want to bleed them dry and give them their own Vietnam and gain resources and keep sending troops and resources till they're running out of money. And it's really disgusting and aggravating. And 33 billion more. Thanks a lot. Daryl, our INN brother, had a great tweet today that Biden found 20 billion to end homelessness. The problem was he found another 13 billion on top of it, and he sent all that money to Ukraine instead.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Fucking fire, man. Love that dude. Shout out to Daryl. Love you, man. Hope you come out on Friday. So All right, I had one more story. We can choose to do it's a quick one, and I think you're gonna like this one. This is the gaslight of all gaslights, and I'm gonna be quick because I want to get the boats and we need some eye bleach.
Yeah.
World Economic Forum, here we come. Declaration for the Future of the Internet launched to promote open web for all, where dark is light and up is down. Okay, pointing to a vision of the internet that puts people first, except that you have to be in line with exactly what the administration says, or you're going to get canceled off of all these fucking things. This is unreal, right? So the US, the EU, and dozens of other countries launched a global declaration of the future of the internet, vowing online protection of human rights, respect for net neutrality, and no government-imposed shutdowns, that was applauded by progressive advocates for a more open and democratic web. And if you believe that, I got a fucking Brooklyn Bridge to sell you. It's about $5.
Yeah,
Dude.
and the Ministry of Truth is really concerned with truth, right?
Right? Again,
Yep.
where they say the exact opposite of what they mean. So this would ensure that people everywhere could connect, communicate, organize. Really? Tell that to the people of Russia. Really? Tell that to the people of China. You know, where again, so anywhere that we've sanctioned, tell that to the people of Cuba, where we're still sanctioning, or Venezuela. Or how about Syria? Let's talk about that. Or Yemen, or a Palestinian. Let's talk about them and their rights. So do they have the ability to communicate freely across the world? Not entrench the account. It's unbelievable that these nations are saying this, okay? And again, this came months after Biden's Summit for Democracy, where they were mulling the launch of an alliance for the future of the internet. This has such World Economic Forum creepy control of everybody's speech, thought, and activity. It's screaming at me. Danger, Will Robinson. Okay, the non-binding. So it's also a non-binding declaration, which means nothing. All right, it has no teeth. References a rise in the spread of disinformation and cybercrimes. Again, this is what Whitney Webb had been calling out, that they were going to go after cybercrimes, crypto, and hacking, all right, and disinformation. Now you've got, again, your Ministry of Information, all right, have enabled an increase in the spread of illegal or harmful content. Who's it harmful to? I love that. Okay,
Harmful to the elites.
Yeah, exactly. Harmful to the people.
Harmful
to the people.
To the corporate narrative.
That's it. It's absolutely amazing. All right. Further promotes the internet operating as a single decentralized network of networks. Okay, I do believe in that, with global reach and governed through the multi-stakeholder approach. Again, INN runs very similar. All right. But this is where you see the private-public partnership, and I can't stand those words. That is a red flag to me. Again, that is controlled by major corporations and capitalist entities. Again, signed by over 55 nations. And which ones? It's NATO countries. All right, mostly.
Of course.
And the ones in Africa who are aligned with us, and South America. It's all our allies. But notice that it used to be signed by 218 nations. And now it's only signed by 55. All right, because we split the world. All right, Declaration won plaudits from U.S.-based digital right groups, Free Press. Right, yay. All right, points to a vision of the internet. Yeah, if acted upon. That's the big key phrase, which it's not going to be. We know that this is their non-binding resolution, toothless dream vision that's never going to be executed, and it will be watered down and bastardized and wrecked. Okay, the Center for Democracy and Technology also welcomed the declaration. Who the hell are these guys? Right? So, I don't know. This just,
we'll just have to see exactly what it is. But you're right. I am seeing a lot of red flags. I don't know if you guys saw today. Mayorka, I forget, I think is his name. He came out and he was talking about how the Ministry of Truth will never be used against American citizens. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm sure you're the same type of person that would come out and say, like, yeah, the CIA and the NSA will never be used against, the United States citizens. We'll never spy on our own people. Bullshit. As soon as the Ministry of Truth gets implemented, the first thing they're going to do is label anything they don't like Russian misinformation. Whether or not you're a citizen of the US matters not. And if you want the evidence, look at how American citizens are labeled Russian state media on Twitter all the time right now. And we don't even have a Ministry of Truth yet. People that are talking about Russia accurately, like Jackson Hinkle, are banned on YouTube right now. So you're full of shit if you think that that's actually the way that this thing is going to operate. Like, it's just going to be used against, people that are from Russia talking about Russia. No, of course it's going to be used against United States citizens. Come on now. How dumb do you think we are?
Yeah.
Well, it's
crazy.
already the lady who leads the Ministry of Truth is talking about, you can pull up tweets where it's, the gray zone is I forget exactly what she is, like junk or whatever. Like,
she called WikiLeaks scum.
Scum. That's what it was.
Yeah, she called WikiLeaks scum.
That gives me like flashbacks of Keith Olbermann.
First of all, how dare you?
How
Second
dare
of
you?
all, like how can you be in a position of that level of power with that kind of like they got the drama kid that everyone thought was crazy to like run the Ministry of Truth. Like, you literally, that's Harry Potter already did this. Like,
she also cited Bellingcat as her source for talking about how the Doma incident
Syria,
was in fact
Duma,
Assad gassing his own people.
Yep.
She's done
Right.
and to answer your question, Reef, I know it's kind of rhetorical, but the answer to your question is that she's perfect for spreading disinformation. She's the one that's willing to always run with the corporate narrative. And as Noam Chomsky points out, it's all about the hiring process when it comes down to propaganda apparatus. When you're talking about who you want to, or who to run this thing, you don't go out and ask for the person that's doing the most honest journalism. You go out there and see who the people are who are, willing to do the job, do the dirty work. That's why Brian Stelter has a job. That's why a lot of these people have a job. It's because they don't mind running with the corporate narrative. They're either too stupid to realize it's bullshit, or they're, a willing participant and are willing to go out there and lie all day long.
right.
Oh yeah, man. It's just wow. I think I'm ready for it. So I wanted to address Ashura. Yes, Jackson is banned from Twitch, not YouTube. He did get a 1-week content strike on YouTube. He was also banned, or he got like some kind of a warning on Twitter as well. He got mass reported over something. This has all come out of some New Republic or some kind of article from Daily Beast, mainstream media, talking about the people that are quote unquote reporting on behalf of Russia, meaning that they're countering what the intel state is putting out there, their garbage narrative. Screw Google, yes, you do need to get your bong out, because we're about to do boats smashing into other boats. And thank you for saying this was a base show, and it's going to continue, but it's going to change format a little bit. And we're going to do some Reddit cringe with Reef running it, and we're going to do boats smashing into other boats. And here we go.
And I watch mindless shit, boats that smash into other boats.
Okay, use your knees.
Okay,
it pin me in Zoom, right?
Oh yeah, now I have to pin you in Zoom, right? Now we're going to pin.
Yeah.
And we need to zoom in and frame. Wait, but it didn't put Rob in the top right corner. It put Rob in the top middle, which is kind of funny.
You can move it.
Can I?
You move it.
Can I now? How do we move?
There's a way.
I'm sure there is. I'm not going to show self view. Put in waiting room, remove report. No, I don't want to do any of those things. So I don't know how. Help. View.
What do you mean? It's like in a little box, right? You just move the whole little window. It like
there we go.
out, right?
There we go. I got it. I didn't full screen you. Now I got you full screen. Hey.
Oh, bitches.
Nice.
Oh, bitches.
Oh, bitches. Okay, well, I'll make myself all small. Good. Now it's the Reef Show.
Yep. So, this is news, right? The U.S. government finally admits marijuana really does kill cancer cells. Woo! We did it.
Only 4 decades behind the rest of us.
4 decades behind, like for real. So the National Cancer Institute, part of the U.S. Department of Health, now advises that cannabinoids may be useful in treating the side effects of cancer and cancer treatment by smoking, eating it in baked products, drinking herbal teas, or even spraying it under the tongue. Sounds like they've been practicing, is what it sounds like. They did some research, you know. Like, how'd you get that under the tongue spray, bro? How'd you get that? Where'd you get that at? What dispensary is
Give me
that
some
at?
of that good stuff. I want some of that.
They say it's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic, working on reduction on the muscle spasm due working on reduction on the muscle spasm due the multiple sclerosis. Who fucking wrote this? In Sticks magazine. Come on, bro. I get it. You're high. But like, was that a sentence?
Well,
like,
well, this is just telling us what we already knew. You can read a whole bunch of journal articles on this stuff, you guys. It's a
it's a little blurry.
the only one,
It's
the
messing up my
only
glaucoma.
cancer that I think I've seen that hasn't shown great results is like bladder cancer. But for the most part, almost every cancer I've seen, it's like there's at least some positive results for this stuff. But yo, you guys, I gotta get going in about 2 or 3 minutes here. I gotta work tomorrow.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, I definitely want to give everyone a thank you for coming, Rob. Appreciate you doing the news with us tonight. Everybody give Rob a follow at Real Rob Durden on Twitter. Again, go to linktr.ee/Robert Durden, and you'll be able to find his Patreon link, YouTube, hopefully Rockfin as well, Twitter, and dude, yeah. So, what else we got?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Man.
Peace, bro.
Easy, man.
I mean, so Democrats cannot blow their marijuana midterm opportunity. I just, you know, as always, I just want to read the headlines after going through the entire thing, because this headline's dumb. What do you mean? They're going to. How do you not know this?
That's just dumb. We need the Ricky Bobby. That's just dumb.
That's just dumb.
We gotta add that to the soundboard.
Right? Yeah, we do. I got a bunch to add to the soundboard. But I love learning new things. When it's time to learn anything new that I'm not instantly good at. Fuck.
Oh, dude, that looks like me earlier tonight. Setting up OBS for these boxes. Colin can attest to that.
Oh, I know, right?
Colin was there listening to the screaming. Oh boy.
Here we go. Oh.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh, can you pass me that after you? Yeah, brother, I got you. Just give me 1 second. You got it? Oh my god. Listen, put down the marijuana. Put it down. Officer, it's just weed. Put it down. Just weed? Yeah. What do you mean, just weed? What the fuck is this shit? Officer, what are you doing? Okay, it's weed. It's weed. Touch it. Just gonna make sure it's weed.
Dude, I had one of those. I had a box just like that. I put it in yesterday.
Are you sure that's just weed?
Are you sure that's just weed?
Officer, I'm pretty sure this is...
Fuck the police.
Go for 15.
Be careful. See, he can't even be cool smoking. He's got to fucking threaten you, and you're almost dead. The whole time he's fucking stealing your weed. What the fuck?
Whole time.
What the fuck? A cab.
I smoke weed to sleep better at night. Also me at 8 a.m. Fucking delicious weed.
That is definitely reef right there at 8 a.m. most days.
Yep.
And he's just going to bed.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that a recorder?
Fellow ints, I did a thing. It is a recorder.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But that's a real recorder.
Goodness gracious.
Look at what he did. Look at it.
Sound. When they gave that to my kids in nursery school,
I really hope it makes the noise.
I wanted to jam something into my temple very sharp. Wow. They played some music when he does that? No,
I really hope so.
Are you gonna torture me?
You hear it to the guy next to you. Ooh, I wish it did. I wish I had the music. Someone do this if they've got a recorder and enough weed.
Jesse Jet.
And let me know if it makes the noise.
Jesse Jet, you have a personal mission now. Okay. What do we got here?
Behold, the heavier.
Oh, shit. Unlike the lighter, since they...
Unlike the lighter.
Nobody's ever going to steal that
Here,
one.
bro. Nope. How do you even light that one? That's so hard. You gotta be like...
You gotta... Well, you have to have
like,
the thumb, like a thumb the size of mine.
You have to
like the
press
largest...
this step. Right, you have to like...
You
No
have to,
way
you have
I
to
can
really
do that,
flick
dude.
it. Yeah, and hold it with like a second hand, maybe. Yeah. You know, actually, they used to make like those big fat lighters like that, like for. So possible.
Chicken pot pie. My 3 favorite things. Chicken pot pie.
Yes. Nice. Hey, we got a variant in the chat. Welcome. The TV in the morning. Eat Indica at night. Screw Google. Over on Rob's channel. Good to see everybody over here.
Yeah.
Hey Reef.
Little
Abdu.
turtle boy be doing it. What's up, cats?
Whoa.
I feel like this is me reincarnated.
Well, he is sitting on a reef. Is he not?
Me, technically.
Is he not sitting on a reef? So technically it's connected to you.
Yes.
Wow. That's really high type of
Motherfucker's
stuff.
just chilling though. Look at him.
Yeah, he is.
It really is.
Walk around and find out though, huh?
Yep.
Edibles.
First off, if I don't remember that that's actually has a sound to it that like no one heard. Look at the fucking... I was gonna leave that sound going the whole time.
Nice. Sounds like a bong hit. Sounds like me making coffee and you think that I'm taking an extended bong hit.
Right?
Edibles.
Right, this. Volume up.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.
He's in tears.
Yo, I'm so high. But while I'm next to the man, while I'm sitting right next to him, does anybody have any questions for God? Because I'm right there.
Wow.
Oh God.
That's amazing.
What did he say? What are you running from?
Why
That's
am I
amazing.
tasting colors?
Why am I tasting colors?
I
Oh,
just wanted to go to Target.
so good. I just
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it.
Yeah, that killed me.
Sorry.
Oh, have you met Oscar the Ants?
Nice. Nice.
Look at the boy. Look at him. Oh, that's dope. Whoever made that is dope.
Oh my God. That's, you know what? I just had a
so-
batch that looked that kind of purple, by the way.
Did you?
Same.
Nice.
So good.
Can you
What-
can you
are
tell
these-
what's
are
in
these
the bucket?
Are those crawfish? Are those crab? Those are crawfish. Those are live crawfish. Oh, no.
Oh, Pinchy from Crawfish.
Oh, mud bugs. Oh, mud bugs. Is that Ron Swanson?
Doesn't
Doesn't it look like Ron Swanson?
A little bit.
Look at that guy's face with the beard when he looks up and he's smiling. Come on, the dude who's laughing, look at him crack it up. That totally looks like Ron Swanson.
It's like if Ron Swanson had a baby with the most interesting man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well,
About that.
maybe. Maybe he did.
I just find it funny the baby got pinchied. Oh no, not the pinchy.
Did he get
got
the pinchy? Well, he almost did, but.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, he got the pinchy. Why is he making that face?
Oh, it's Dad's one. Dude, full screen this. Full screen this.
Oh,
Please
yeah,
full
here,
screen
hold on.
this.
Can I? Here you go. That's close enough.
Dude, the eyes rolling back in the head is just delicious. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
More weed. More weed.
Yep. Dude, this is a two-parter. This is a two-parter.
Okay.
Eating the butter though, okay? Okay. Eating the butter though, okay? Okay. Good job, Kate. No, we don't eat. Oh my God. What's that? Oh my God. Don't eat the brown sugar.
He's just trying to lick anything he can lick. No, we don't eat the raw eggs. Oh no!
Oh my God. One. No, we're eating one. Three.
A cookie!
That's part one?
Oh, that's part one. That's part one. There's
here's
two
the
edits.
outtakes. Here's the outtakes.
There's two edits.
Oh.
Which
we go.
cake? Next. After the sugar. Oh, jeez. It has to be packed in there, so put it in. Don't eat the brown sugar. Oh my gosh, no. Pack and put it in. Oh, yeah. No, we don't eat. Oh my God, that's raw egg. Okay, ready? No eating it. Oh, no.
Oh my Lord.
What? No, we're not eating flour.
At least she went for the hand. Oh, she went for the other hand. He went for the other hand.
2, 3.
This kid, he's too slick.
Oh.
Okay, at what point do you just...
Dude. Yeah, dude, we're done.
just go sit down. I'll make the freaking cookies. Just...
How great is that?
Oh my God, I'm in pain. That actually physically hurt me. I spent a weekend yelling at children for not listening, and that is just... Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh. Mm-hmm. You.
The face flop. I'm gonna do a dive.
Just. Yep. This is how you do it, and the kid's like, "Okay,
I'm gonna do a jump.
I try to do it. Okay.
And I'm just gonna.
And then, yeah, perfect.
You got it,
10
kid.
out of 10.
You got it.
Holy
shit.
I'm gonna turn this one up. I don't know if this one's gonna get you or not, but if it does, it's gonna be real.
Mom? Yeah, puppy? Do we have a cat? No, why would you say we have a cat? Because Dad last night was saying, oh, I'm going to beat that kitty, baby. Why would Dad even want to hurt a cat?
What are you listening to? What happened? Nobody was
You need to be in bed, right?
He spit his fucking beer out. Ah. Oh my God, I'm gonna beat that kitty later. Holy shit. Oh, do we have a cat?
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, from the Ring. Oh, the Ring video camera. Did they submit that?
Oh,
or
yeah.
did somebody hack it?
I
Fuck
don't
you,
know.
Amazon.
Either way, bless
Hilarious.
whoever it was.
Some dads are just
gave us
mean, kid.
this. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
I forgot to tell you that there's a pretty serious leak under the sink. Would you mind looking at it?
Uh-oh. What the hell's under there? Nice.
It's a serious leak.
It's a serious leak.
Wait. Wait, what?
Sadness.
What the fuck was that? Wait.
It's a serious leak, dude.
Oh my god. Took me a second, but holy shit. Did she really call a plumber over for that? Or was that her husband? I hope it was her husband.
That was her husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if it was a plumber, that would have been funny. To pay for that joke.
Yeah, it would.
To pay for that joke.
And action.
Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. Ow. Okay. Fuck. Broken thumbs. Oh.
That's a dad pain right there. That's dad pain. That's dad pain.
He's making a walkway.
That's dad
See what they're
pain.
doing? They're making the path.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
But dude, you need to get all that grass out of there before you do that, or it's just going to grow up through your cracks. Come on. We all know this.
Probably.
No, definitely.
Oh,
gender reveal. I love these. When gender reveals go wrong. Haha.
Why does it always?
Baby, close your eyes. Get the fuck out. Wait, they didn't have it on a string.
They cut it. They cut the string, dude.
Oh, that's my favorite.
They cut the string. They cut the string.
So they can shoot it? But no,
Right,
you're supposed
so
to
look,
hold
you
the
gotta
string.
And then it flies away.
Failure as a father.
And it flies away. Oh.
Oh, that's great. Oh, see you later, Ed. Holy shit.
When you close the fridge door and hear some stuff fall, but leave it for the next person.
What?
Like a
I
little
didn't hear anything.
Parakeet running away from explosions.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean the pickles fell out? What do you mean? Oh. What do you mean? What is this? What is this dog doing? Puppers. Puppers, what are you doing? Why you do that? Oh, it feels good. I like. Call me land shark. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Wow,
Dog's
he's a vacuum.
just doing laps.
That is the canine vacuum cleaner.
He's got to be making that noise, right? Like, oh. Like, even I think the dog needs his smell on that carpet. I think that's what must be what it is.
He's definitely trying to track it up for his own. Okay, no more dogs on more pet zone.
Yep.
Damn.
That motherfucker hit him with the fucking
Damn,
karate kick, son.
Like what is that? Mortal Kombat. Jim.
Yeah, dude.
That's what that makes me think of immediately.
Like, look at the fucking.
Remember,
like he's straight up.
I love the song.
Dragon kick.
That'll probably get us DMCA'd.
Right?
Just saying, oh no.
I think I paused it in time.
Oh no,
right? I know, right?
Remember.
This one I think I found last week with that same music, so I'm gonna get you, Seagull.
Did
oh,
can you
see that?
Yes, I did. That's nasty.
Okay.
That's dropping.
That is nasty.
That's droppings in the mouth. Bye. I'm out. Now I'm gonna fucking kill you. Now go eat your face off.
Right. Oh.
I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna get you.
Perfect.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. There's a bird in my car. Oh, it's a bird. It's an eagle.
It's an eagle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. What's he gonna do? Dude, he just came in to hang out. Is that an eagle or an owl? It looks like an owl.
It's an eagle.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I love it slow-mo.
Dude, what are you doing? Oh, you're wounded.
Hold on, I gotta get a picture of it.
Forget about trying to help you. Let me get a picture, and then let me get out of the car and get you the fuck out of here.
Oh, stay there, buddy. Stay with me.
What does he get to do? Just get out.
What are you?
What are you?
That's a total stoner thing. What are you? Yes, it was injured.
What are you?
He saw that the bird was injured. I'm not an avian technician.
Yeah. I'm not an avian technician, but this drone is definitely fucked up.
Sorry. Yeah, I think it might have been a hawk, not an eagle.
One of those.
Which
It'll
is
be
a
fine.
fucking predator. Dude, I would not want to have a hawk land in my car. It'll eat your face
This
off. Too.
gated community backfired. A bunch of rich people in Argentina decided to build a gated community, and that meant that the natural habitat for these capybaras was destroyed. But the capybaras didn't let the ultra-rich get away with this. They quickly came back and took over their old land, and now graze and relax on the lawns of rich people. And this really annoys the rich, but they aren't allowed to do anything against these protected animals.
Nice. Fuck
Capybara's
you,
new
Richie.
spirit
You could
animal.
suck my dick. What?
Yep.
Oh no, is this turning the frogs
got us
gay?
some Frogs. No.
Frogs.
No. Hey, you took my shit. Fuck you. Fucking. Why did he fucking take off with them, dude? He's just like, no, that was my bud. Get out of here.
I'm gonna eat your face off. Like literally. He was gonna eat his face. A lot of face eating today.
He's fucking gone. Yep. Is there, or is that the only face eating?
I don't know. I'm talking about face eating.
When did we have face eating
Well,
earlier?
Cats want to eat people's faces. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is the car
Gotcha.
zone.
Yeah. Can you see what this is?
Is that a cicada? Is that a?
It's another frog.
Oh no! Wait, but he jumped at the phone, not at the person's face.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking greatest of all time.
Oh, dude. That is literally the goat. Are you kidding? Dude, a Coke drinking goat? Come on. That's fucking awesome. Oh, he's addicted. Whoa, chug, 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 chug. Yeah, dude, that is the goat right there. Look at him, he's got the throat open. Relax the jaw. And there it goes. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Bye, guys. You got some food?
Oh, wait, here, let me finish it off.
Wow.
Okay, he finished it.
Goddamn. He's gonna be, I want to hear the belch that comes out of that.
Blah. Fucking, it's gonna be weird. You know.
Oh man. Can't believe the Joey jumped in. This must be Australia. Yep. Oh no.
There's two kangaroos.
In the pouch? He sure did. Oh my god! Oh, that's so
Isn't
cute.
that nice?
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that nice fucking Australia, mate? This one got me. This one fucking killed me. Oh,
screw
and
Google.
action.
He definitely got someone pregnant tonight. A bunch of kids. That's right. Good night. Wow. The fuck?
Let me out, let me out.
Oh my god! He squeezed that cat. He squeezed that cat in the doorway.
There was a rat. There was a rat. Look at the rat. Look at the cat.
Bro, it scared the cat up the wall. And I
fucking gotta get out.
He's like, I gotta get out too. Don't leave me with it.
Yep.
Wait,
Let me out.
Wait, but isn't that fundamentally what a cat is supposed to do?
You would think they'd be like, yeah, fuck you, rat ass up. You know? Oh, this one. We got Horsey. And action.
Oh. Shout out to Tara Reid.
Yeah, that horse just fucking
just
bop, like bip. Dude,
I'm just gonna
dude.
bap you in the face. Bap.
Oh, like
nice.
Why did he do that? Oh, fucking asshole. Oh, this was adorable puppers.
Oh no, this looks to
puppers.
me like a Jetsons contraption.
What, you want to run or something?
Oh, dude, with a harness? Oh god, I see. I sense bad.
These are
bad
amazing.
things. Bad things, man.
No. No, they love these things. Like he's excited. Oh my god, I want to go. Let me go. I want to go. Hurry up. Oh yeah, let me go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Running. Yeah.
Oh.
Doing it. I'm fast.
Oh my god.
That's this fuck boy. Like.
Oh my god. Damn.
Like he was so
That's
excited.
a fast puppo.
I want to get
well,
one.
Look how fast he's going.
We'll fucking. Yup. The full tilt too, and just like he'll do that for like 30 minutes.
Oh my lord.
He'll go all the way.
I need that for my
out.
son.
Yeah. So can you read this? Can you read
Yes.
this sign for the people at
Yeah.
home?
Just do nothing. It is impossible.
Or is it just do it? Nothing is impossible.
I think that's the point. Is that
Yes.
Luis? I think that's Luis actually down there.
You think that's Louise right here?
I believe that might be on his Facebook profile.
Nice.
Shout out to INN brother Luis.
Look, it's liberals. Look at them.
Wait, is that Walker Bragman?
Liberals.
Is that Walker Bragman?
Is that a Walker Bragman? Jink, there's Jink. Like,
oh my god. Human sheep.
why?
Okay. Sure.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I just figured,
Sure.
like, this is fine. This is fine.
Holy.
This is fine. If this is not an allegory to where the world's at right now.
Did somebody? Yeah. Who? Somebody's. What?
This is fine.
This is fine. Yeah, WTF, that's right, is exactly on the right. It's called This Is Fine.
What? What?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Jimmy. What the fuck is right?
This is the blend between Dad Zone and the rest of the show. And action.
Oh,
God.
Oh, that is gonna leave a mark on your chin and hurt tomorrow. God, those ceiling belts.
Jesus.
Oh. Ow. Okay. Next.
Like,
oh, that hurts. Move on.
Yeah,
Move on. Please. Please, that hurt.
That one was
Please,
bad.
that hurt.
That one was bad. Like, oh God, I gotta have sound on for this one.
Oh, come on. Come on. No.
A fucking squeaker.
No. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
Oh, it was a squeaker.
Oh,
Why?
shit. I have no response to that other than to just laugh hysterically.
I don't either. Yep.
Okay, green
You'll have a
shirt
response
guy
to this one, I
feltless.
think.
Okay, watch the guy in the green shirt at the bottom, everybody.
No, yep, I'm out. Like, oh God.
Oh. Ouch.
Ouchies. Ouchies. Oh.
Oh, I have this game in the next room, actually. That's kind of funny.
Okay. You'll learn a secret then.
Does your person look like they work at Subway? Is that a yes?
It's the one with the visor. Yeah, it is.
Your move.
Oh shit.
Fucking guess, bitch. No, you Katie.
Yeah.
Wait. It feels like he knows this game somehow.
Yeah, he's probably got lines for all of them.
It might slightly be rigged. Holy shit, that's funny.
Oh,
the thing with the voice is fake, but still funny. The ear
Is it?
The thing stuck.
Bebé,
in.
corre, que se va a pasar la candela.
This isn't.
Métele candela. Métele, ponle la mano y brinca. Ahí está, pues. Se va a pasar la
I see
gasolina, no
fire
joda.
happening. I see eyebrow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Eyebrows will be disappearing soon.
Ooh. Goodbye eyebrows is the name of that
I didn't
one.
even know what the name was. That's great. I'm on the same page. Is this a beheading video?
No. No. How dare you? This is martial arts, sir.
Oh, okay. Is he gonna break this guy's ribs? Ow. Ow.
You gotta go back, don't you? You missed
No, I
it.
saw it. I got it. I saw the guy bent up. I watched the shard go. You. Oh! Right at the pointy end. Right at the pointy end.
No.
Oh. Iran. It might be Iran. Oh, poor guy. That's right.
So, this is for Ed Heller. There's a new secret
left? He
way
went
to
to
cut
sleep.
pizza.
So we'll have to show
Did
this
he,
to him.
he'll
We'll
see
clip
this.
it.
He'll see this later. So if you cut this slice out, you can have that slice.
And still make a circle.
And then you square it up, and then bit, and then bit, and then serve that. So
pizza-based solutions.
You know, pizza-based. Oh God, I forgot I put this one in.
This is gonna get us DMCA'd.
No, I hope not. I don't think it's gonna do that.
What? Oh, I think we watched this. No. Oh, you're gonna get some road rash. You pizzaed when you should have French fried.
Oh God, the speed wobble, bro.
When you know it's coming and you can't do anything to stop it.
Oh God, the speed wobble was real. Like in here, it's like,
oh, you're gonna have
that. The
Dude.
speed wobble. Oh,
Yep.
that's bad.
You're gonna have a bad
That's
time.
bad. So, boats.
Nice.
Non dà tempo, cioè, ora sta cogliendo via. Oh, no, vai.
That sucks.
How do you get that out of there?
You crane?
How many?
Like multiple cranes?
Like, yeah,
you're gonna have to
one
build a
crane is
structure to
going
pick it
to
back
have to
up.
fall over. Yeah, it's gonna take months to get that thing
Yeah.
righted. Holy shit! Can I watch that again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
I want to see that again.
Ora sta cogliendo via.
When did it? How did it? Why did
Oh,
it?
no, vai.
I hope you're insured, dude. Wow.
Yeah, I mean they'll get they'll get a boat crane over here on this side, build it up, and then like pull it over this way, But like I guarantee you, this whole side of the hull is effed.
Wow.
Like
That's bad. Yeah, somebody said flood.
and you got to
flood
realize
the
the
dock.
tonnage. Yeah, you could do that too, but like again, you might want to patch the holes first.
Yeah, because
But they do stuff with like inflatable things too.
Yep.
They'll do hydraulic bags.
Yep.
They'll
figure it out. My God. Abrupt chaos. Perfect. We got a couple left. Cynical, if you made it. How are you?
I think one left actually, because this is the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Nice. This is the last one actually.
Oh, we're it. This is
so.
Okay.
This is the last one. I figured we'd end with a bang.
That shit, boy. Aim it up. Aim it to the sky, bro. Aim it to the sky. No.
Oh no! Don't burn your house down. Don't burn your.
No, just that.
It's your eyebrows again.
Just that.
Dude, I've never been a fireworks guy, and I'm so glad that I never was.
And I watch mindless.
Right.
See, now if I go back to a two shot does not want to work. Okay, I guess it doesn't. Luma wipe. Two shot. No. Okay, so we're gonna go back to now that we don't have Bird and Reef. Yeah, why don't we have Bird and Reef? Oh, because you're pinned.
You just unpin me then. Go back to grid view.
I have to move this. Go to gallery. Wait, I don't have another person there now. So I have to show me. Right?
Okay.
And then
So you can just make Big Bird
Wait.
avatar on the webcam
what?
just in case.
What happened here? What did I do? Oh, I think I have the wrong monitor turned on, maybe. I don't know. Okay, well. Hey guys, this is Indy. I'm up there. You can see my screen. You can see Reef over there. Back last October. Wait, what? Why am I hearing myself again?
What?
Hey.
Because I had the button on still.
So that's where Rob was, and now we've got my screen that everybody can see.
Yeah, just turn your avatar on virtual webcam.
What? I
You
did.
can press one button. And fix
Oh, right.
this.
Right. I can press one button and fix this. Here's my full bird, but I'm not Rob Durden, of course. Anyway, so
Right,
thank
so
you
now
for
just go to the other thing you have. Well, whatever. Go ahead.
what? Thank you. Oh, I got you, Indy May. I got you, Bird and Reef. Yes, this one. But somehow Hey, what's that down there? No? Which one is this? I can't. There we go. Wait, what? No. Off. No, wrong one. Hey, there we go. Okay, now we're good. Okay, so this week is going to be a really big week at INN and Indie Left. Okay, I've got a huge schedule written down, like I said. So Monday, tomorrow, Tara Reid live, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be really, really good. Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on IndieNews.Network. You got to check out American Tradition, the debut of our new show, Mine with Jesse Jett. Wednesday, we've got INN News, right? Thursday.
Yep, should have Noli on for that.
Right, and we'll see who else. Colin will be there. Reef will be there. See who else. Extra Booyah Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, of course, on INN. Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do a 6-month anniversary stream for Indie News Network. It is our 6-month anniversary since the day that the network was launched live. I'm really excited. I've got at least...
Are you giving me flowers?
No, I'm not giving you flowers.
Chocolates?
People need to give me
Anything?
flowers, damn it.
God.
I want flowers. All right. Saturday night,
Right.
I'm going to be doing Next Friends of Indie Left with Jay Buffon. And next Sunday night, I don't know if we're going to have a chance to be doing Mother's Day or not, because how do we miss that next Sunday because of Mother's Day? We'll see if I have time to prepare a show with all the other things happening this week. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do that. Maybe Thursday night, maybe Friday night. Saturday is going to be a crazy weekend. And then again, Monday, Tuesday next week, we're, it's going to be Tara again, and we just do it all over. And we love it. We love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Our channels are as they appear here.
Really,
yes. Reefer After Dark
really
and
French
yes,
pronunciized that Jay Buffon.
Jay Buffon.
Jay Buffon.
Jay Buffon. So yes, if you go to Independent Left News on YouTube, you could search youtube.com/IND Left News. You can search Reef Breland on YouTube as well. Go to independentleft.media to find all of my links. You can go to linktr.ee/Reef Breland to find all of Reef's. Again, we're on every platform from Rockfin, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Odyssey, Telegram, you name it, we're there. Plus, we have our own website where we're co-streaming this live, and we have a Substack. So please look for us everywhere. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate Rob being here. This was great. We'll be back either next week or the week after, either one, not sure which, but stay tuned to Indie News Network. That's another one, youtube.com/Indie News Network, and all of our channels and all the 20 plus content creators in Indie News Network. All our work is featured there. So thank you again so much. This has been, how do we miss that? It is Sunday night. Now it's actually Monday morning on the East Coast. And again,
yep.
Thanks so much for coming.
And next,
what brief you got?
Next, the next week, I have no idea who I'm going to have on yet. I'm going to figure that out. But week after next, on the 13th, Misty, Glory, Fee, hopefully for a little witches brew from MCSC,
on Friday the 13th.
That real Friday the 13th action. Yeah, that's going to be good. I can't wait for that one. So
screw Google. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
Sure.
Everybody on Rob's channel that tuned in tonight because he was co-streaming. Thank you, and hope you stick around and follow our channels and definitely support independent media. Support Rob. We're all part of the Indie News Network, INN, and at Get Indie News on Twitter for INN channels. You can find all that from me. Everything /IND Left News, and you'll be able to find me everywhere pretty much. Again, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much again.
Peace. Love.
Smoke